Yo, where we at? Got the software back popping, baby. Gotta get situated. Where we at? What's up, y'all? Where we going with it? Your boy is in the building. Your boy is in the building. See people get up in here. Hit the thumbs up. Wipe your feet. Wipe your feet. You already know what it up. Dragonfly Jones in the building. Tipsy Brewer Shane in the building. What up, Shane? Hit the thumbs up, though. Come on, fam. Hit the thumbs up. Does this not go out as much, this software? Should be struggling. Zach in the building. What up, Zach? I've never seen. Have we ever seen Zach on a live stream before? How I sound? Let's get it. Where's James Wade? My boy J Dub. RL in the building. RL said he liked the brunch cast Jones, the lunch cast Jones, so I had to do it for my boy RL. All right, Boot Stamp says, appreciate you, man. Been waiting on your vids. Demetrius Buffington's in the crib. Man, this software is killing me. Get some new software. All right, we lining up. What's up? What's up? How I sound? Let me go. Come on. Let me know. Finals coming to an end. I finally have time again. It says Zach Z Stark in the building. LSU dropped some knowledge Saturday night, says Taylor. James Palmer in the crib. Man, what's going on with this? Let's get it. Come on, y'all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I can't even see the thumbs up button, so people are going to have to give me an update. Yeah, there you go. Wipe your feet. Wipe your feet. Be like Coach Sam Pittman. I should have put that on there, man. I want to talk about Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin. I watched both of their introductory press conferences and question and answer sessions and everything. So y'all know I know Coach Pittman, so I got some impressions and stuff. We're going to be having to give our Sam Pittman impressions on. Wipe them feet, man. Hit the thumbs up button, baby. It's like wiping your feet. Baby, don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. And if you're a hater, wipe your feet anyway, because haters keep the buzz up. William Day with us. Thank you for the super chat. Best content on YouTube. Oh, he had to say no. Come on, fam. We don't do that here, man. I almost want to rescind your thing, baby. No, don't do that no cap stuff here, baby. We're beyond that right here. You know what I'm saying? If Jadakiss ain't doing it, I ain't doing it. Cole McKinnon says, call that Kiffin shit. What the hell does that mean? Who's this dude? He called some internet dude call something? What the hell? Quick thoughts on Norvell. Everybody keep asking me about Norvell at FSU. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm kind of underwhelmed by it, but we'll see who he brings in, right? What's going on there? He's a very good coach, though, right? But it is Florida State, so I was looking for somebody, you know what I'm saying, real popping. I don't know. That's what happens. You get your hopes up. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, my convoluted mind, I'm like, man, they might get Bob Stoops or Urban Meyer at Florida State. This Florida State, baby. It's the Mecca. No, Mike Norvell. So it's all good. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the software or whatever like that. I'm not sure if it's pushing out the same way that it pushes out when I'm not using this particular software. So we do this one. I might jump back on the regular thing and see if there's any difference, but it's all good. So thumbs up. Oh, my man's probably a little bit behind. These people be behind and they, you know what I'm saying, they be struggling. Let's get the thumbs up popping. Let's go. He says, Swift shirt. Nice one. What's Swift shirt? Confused. Oh, no, the bully. This dude is extra new. He thinks the bully is DeAndre Swift. Come on, fam. Murf doesn't need emoji thumbs up. He needs, oh, yeah. Don't hit the emoji thumbs up. Hit the actual thumbs up button so people can find this, man. Let's get it popping. And then let's get to some of these questions, baby. I want to talk about what y'all want to talk about, but of course I want to talk about Clemson, right? I've been digging in on Clemson here the last few days, trying to play catch up, right, to the team that I had as a primary cover on the channel last year. So it was just like riding a bike, man. I'm like, damn, this dude's still here. This dude's still here. This dude's still here. I'm like, damn, they're still absolutely stacked and loaded. Let's go. Feet wipe says B.live. Rich Rains in the crib. Let's go. Is it too early for people? Where we at? All right, y'all. What y'all got? Let me know. Smack that like button. It sounds like some other people say somewhere else, man. Come on, fam. You got, you know what I'm saying? When you at Ty Billing, I want y'all to be original. Clemson will destroy Ohio State. I'm not sure they will destroy Ohio State. Do I think they can beat Ohio State or will beat Ohio State? Come on, man. Y'all already know where I'm going with that. I don't bet against Clemson. Cody says boomer. Or boomer. Louisiana Banks says Murf with the random pop-up. Louisiana Banks is late. I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, right? I'm trying to get the sophisticated crowd. It seems like the sophisticated crowd is the morning crowd type stuff, right? So it is what it is. Charles says Compton checking in. Let's get it. Cam Sims in the building. Thank you for being a member, my man. Cam Sims, see what Cam Sims right there, and Aaron Pennington, and shouts to Cameron and Aaron and Levi, everybody in here that are members of the channel, man. For $4.99 at the very least, you can support your boy on this movement. All you people who want to support your boy but didn't want to join a Patreon site about Clemson or LSU or Georgia, now you can just support the YouTube content, man, and keep it rolling, keep it rocking. And shit, you never know. If this shit pops off right here, I might not have to have any Patreon sites, right? You know what I mean? And have to manage unrealistic expectations from people. Stephen Lowry says no Splendor. Come on, don't be having Splendor. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so Ohio State versus LSU. Who do I think is going to win the Biletnikoff? I'm not sure. Who should win the Biletnikoff? Come on, fam. You see that dude right there, Jumpman. He's the best receiver in the country, and I think he means a whole lot to an Oklahoma team, right? I'm not going to say he's a one-man band by any stretch of the imagination because you still have Charleston Rambo there and Nick Basquin and a host of other people there, Lee Morris, and, of course, the run game with Kennedy Brooks and the people's champ, Jalen Hurts. And that offensive line and everything they have, of course, Coach Lincoln Riley. But, man, what would they be without C.D. Lamb? Jamar Chase is dope, no doubt about that. But pretty sure Justin Jefferson probably has 1,000 yards himself, right? So as great as he is, you can tell what's popping right there. C.D. Lamb is like when you step up to the plate against Oklahoma and you can shut out C.D. Lamb, it's a very good case you can shut down that throw game, period, right? At the very least, right? So I look at it like that. So it gets to Georgia. Like Jamar Chase didn't really do anything against Georgia, but the throw game was still good for LSU because it's extremely balanced. You got Terrace Marshall there. You got Justin Jefferson, like I mentioned before, and Thad Moss and these guys, whatever like that. I think CeeDee Lamb means a lot to his team, a little bit more than Jamar Chase does, right? Not saying that he's flat out better than Jamar Chase or anything like that, although I don't taking anybody above CeeDee Lamb, my man Jumpman, but I think he means that much more to his team than even a Jamar Chase. We think about the Sugar Bowl besides the 15 hours of content that I did on the Sugar Bowl. Oh, the Sugar Bowl. Oh, with Baylor and Georgia. We'll get to that, man. Y'all premature evaluating. Very true, Murf, but I feel like they're going to give it to Chase. Hey, they can do what they want to do, but you know what I'm saying? You asked me my opinion. It should be CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma. What's your Clemson versus Ohio State position group versus position group grades? Yeah, I don't understand what you're talking about with that. Position group versus, like, whose D-line is better or whose D-line better against that particular person's O-line or the other team's O-line or something like that. Expound on it a little bit more. Did anybody tell me how am I sounding, man? Y'all know I'm on this new software here. Got Coach K. He's going to call in. Y'all struggling this morning? What's going on? I think ETN is going to have a great day running and have an advantage in the passing game as well. If he can catch, I'm just playing with him. He can catch now. I saw that they were trying to throw him the ball downfield though, so that's one of the things right there. Catching the ball at and around the line of scrimmage, that's one thing. Being a threat to throw the ball down the field. I think he was on a wheel route or something against he was in South Carolina or Virginia, and I saw him just boom, like his hands was on backwards or something like that. But man, Travis Etienne, if I'm being like I am, I told you, I don't do favorites or whatever like that. I just don't have favorites. I call it like I see it. Travis Etienne, to me, is right there with anybody, with the Jonathan Taylor or a J.K. Dobbins. Got to give J.K. Dobbins his props too. So these are two guys that I wanted to see it improve. True enough, right? We can still say the same thing about Etienne. He plays with one of the best, if not the best, throw game in the country, and they play a very weak schedule. But his talent is his talent. He still is really explosive. He runs extremely hard, and I think he's very good, man. He is very good. All right, which I want to talk about some of these. Oh, Jackson Carman versus Chase Young. That's gonna be hard. Right? So Chase Young moves around a lot, though. I wonder if they'll take the path of least resistance, right, with Tremaine Ancrum. Tremaine Ancrum versus Chase Young is something that I think from Ohio State, they'd like to get the best matchups for Chase Young. They're not really necessarily trying to prove anything. They'll move him all around the yard in an attempt to find the best matchup. So maybe his best matchup is Tremaine Ancrum on the right side rather than Jackson Carman. But I think he can beat both of them, to be honest with you. But, however, what we've seen the last couple of games, whatever, Chase Young has not had much of an impact at all. So not sure what's going on with that. I'll have to dig the film, which I will be doing. Gerald Hayes says, love your knowledge. Thank you. Appreciate it. What the hell does Tennessee having a 4-star got to do with anything? Stop. Don't be trying to promote somebody up on my channel, bro. Appreciate you, Steven. Appreciate you, Cameron. Thank you to all the members of the channel. Whenever I see you, I will give you guys a shout out, man. Y'all get that preferential treatment. I think these other will struggle against LSU back seven if they are truly playing better. I don't think they've seen the talent all season or potential. Say that again, Shane. You think who's going to struggle? You think like a Clemson would struggle against LSU's back seven? No, I wouldn't. You're doing the thing where you're basing the shit on what happened to Georgia. Clemson and Georgia aren't remotely built the same on offense. Don't even kid yourself with that. There's a whole nother animal when you're talking about playing against Clemson's offense than playing against a Georgia offense. We already knew Georgia offense was doo-doo trash coming into the game, and then with the injuries and everything like that, come on, fam. You're going to compare that to a team that has fucking Trevor Lawrence and T. Higgins and Justin Ross and Amari Rodgers and DeAndre Overton and Travis Etienne, and the line is playing dope and all those boys been playing. I mean, the whole joint is popping, right? Nobody's injured in anything like that. Jackson Carman, John Simpson, Sean Pollard, Gage Cervinka, and Tremaine Ancrum. Come on, fam, you're killing me with that. I don't see Clemson struggling against LSU. I don't. I can see it being a shootout. I can see it definitely being a shootout. If anything, I can see it being a shootout. I don't see Clemson struggling against anybody on offense. Oh, for sure, but I think OSU and Oklahoma will, but not based on UGA. They're just talented if playing better. It's because they played your favorite team and they whooped your favorite team. I hate to break it to you. Probably those other teams would have done the same thing, right, if they're playing against Tyler Simmons and Matt Landers and shit like that. So, come on, fam. You're basing your shit off somebody playing against Tyler Simmons and Matt Landers and Demetrius Robertson and a banged-up DeAndre Swift who touched the ball like 3 times. What are we doing here, Shane? Come on, you know better than that, Shane. All right, Oklahoma's front seven, very underrated. They some dogs. Oklahoma's front seven getting after it. So I was actually working on that. That might come out here in the next day or so. Or unless I don't know. I was about to do some Clemson shit. Some dumbass Clemson dude got on. He said some stupid shit to me this morning in the comment section. He was like, "Top billing, you suck. Where's all the Clemson content? You did it last year or something like that." I'm like, okay, yeah. Let me talk to a complete stranger and tell them they suck and then ask them, like, come on, fam. Free content. You complaining about some shit? Only on the internet can cowards be brave. But Oklahoma's front seven. So I was going back through the Baylor game, right? And the previous Baylor game, and just look at what's going on with the front seven. It's so damn aggressive, right? So damn aggressive, and they play like their hair is on fire. I'm talking about flowing to the ball like you wouldn't believe. And between them, with Kenneth Murray and Clemson with Isaiah Simmons, I don't know who has the freakier, fastest linebacker or second-level player, right? Whatever you want to classify Isaiah Simmons as. Both of those guys have to be the most athletic linebackers that you would see in the entire country. So you're talking about having a spy and a Kenneth Murray to go against a Joe Burrow, something like that. I'm definitely looking for the fourth to that shit. Joe Burrow's not remotely an athlete like Kenneth Murray. That's a special athlete right there. Now, of course, you know I love Juggler Joe. He's a great athlete. I'm just saying that's how great of an athlete Kenneth Murray is if they're able to employ some of those spy tactics right there. But as far as Jalen Redmond and Ronnie Perkins and Neville Gallimore and and how aggressive they're being with press coverage and varying it up, right? I saw them flip from a 3 deep coverage to your regular Tampa 2 coverage, right? Just in an effort to keep switching shit up. Your boy Alex Grinch is over there, right? I was giving him props before the season started and early just from the shit that I know about him. Previously at Washington State, having been having to do stuff on his scheme when I covered USC. He's that dude, man. He's that, and he's proven it. So they're going under the radar with that defense. So we'll see about that. Cody says K9 wasn't in the buckets conversation. See, I don't know how they do that type of stuff. To me, I don't see how you could watch football and not put him in the buckets. And it was somebody else who wasn't in the Biletnikoff that I was like, wait, what? I don't know how they do that shit, man. I'm not sure if people are paying to play or whatever like that. Neville Gallimore and Kenneth Murray hold OU defense together. Yeah, they do. And, man, all right, so it tells you how I've been kind of out of the loop having to cover these teams that I cover and doubling back on the Sooners. Caleb Kelly out there. I'm like, wait, what? Caleb Kelly's back playing football? Shit, they had said that his knee injury was real bad. I'm telling you what, between him and Amari Rodgers, those are some quick recoveries from knee injuries. And Caleb Kelly is a very athletic linebacker in his own right. So that's pretty good heading into the playoffs. K9 every play 100%, sometimes overruns it though because he's running so fast, man. Running so fast. You talking about somebody who can close the distance extremely quick, man. I can't wait to do some content on Kenneth Murray for you guys. Can Trevor outduel Fields? Yeah, one dude has a national championship under his belt with pretty much 95% of the same cast. And went against Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa, and Notre Dame and shit like that. And the other one has not done it yet. Or what are we talking about? Can he? Like, come on, fam. Like, you're on the wrong channel. That sounds goofy to me. Would you rather have J.K. Dobbins or Travis Etienne? Man. I'm going to say Travis Etienne because I think he has better top-end speed. I still think that who? Fields won on the end of the Elite 11? Oh, my God. Come on, fam. What are we doing? Come on, SB. You know better than that, bro. Yeah, so we got, yeah, man, Travis Etienne has better top-end speed. I feel like J.K. Dobbins will break some long ones and he'll get caught predominantly at least 8 times out of 10. You're not catching Travis Etienne if he gets a step on you. Me, Murf is back. You know I got to do it. People come in here talking about fucking throwing balls through cones and shit like that. You know I can't rock with that shit. He outdueled him in Elite 11. We're talking about college football. And you're talking about one dude who literally just set the world on fire. There's a bona fide first number 1 overall pick when he comes out in a couple of years or whatever like that. Come on, fam. What are we doing here? Elite 11? We saw this dude play an entire college football. He has not lost a game in college. Somebody put up Trevor Lawrence's stats, man. I think they're sleeping on this thing. Come on, fam. He's still the Slim Reaper to me, man. Y'all tripping. LSU has a 5-headed monster. Yeah, we already talked about that, bro. Matthias? Who's Matthias? Matthias? Thad, Chase, Jefferson, Marshall, and Matthias. I don't know who Matthias is. I'm struggling. Do you think OU can pass the ball on LSU? Yes, can nobody in the world stop. There's not a man built in this country who can stop CD Lamb. I'm not sure how you even sleep on Trevor, right? You have to be like one of these people that literally just go by whatever someone else says. It's not even really any sleeping on him. We just saw what this kid did last year as a true freshman, and he started off slow this year, whatever like that, but he finished as strong as anybody in the country. Are you guys seeing these dimes that he's dropping to the type of targets that he has? I'm not gonna say SB is a fanboy, not at all. I think he's actually very knowledgeable. I'm not sure what he's talking about with the I like SB. I really do like SB. It doesn't matter. My own dogs can get it, baby. It's Mike Vick shit. That's all they doing, going off somebody else's opinion. You got to be going. You cannot fucking question Trevor Lawrence. Are we crazy? I don't give a fuck who you are, Joe Burrow, none of them dudes. Trevor Lawrence is the most talented quarterback in the entire country. I love Juggler Joe and what he's doing, and he's the best, right? I would say he's the best, and they got it rocking and rolling or whatever like that. He's been doing it the entire season, but Trevor Lawrence has been playing as good as him. He's bigger. He's faster. He has a bigger arm. He has the biggest arm in college football. Remember they did the RPM shit, right? And his shit registered more than everybody in the entire sport, not just college. I'm talking about the people who were throwing it the hardest in the NFL. This kid is a fucking. There's nothing to say about this dude. I don't know, man. Murph, do you think Sam Pittman hurt himself going to Arkansas career-wise? Do I think somebody as a career offensive line coach hurt themselves by becoming a head coach? Don't let anyone in this business fool you, right? There may be some. Everybody strives to run their own program, right? When you're Sam Pittman, you literally have to do what a Jim Chaney or Coach Smart tells you to do. He doesn't have his own people. I remember when I worked at Rivals, right? This is how I tell you how goofy these dudes were. They kept asking me about the Sam Pittman scheme. And I'm like, Sam Pittman is a position coach. It's Jim Chaney's scheme. If Jim Chaney says, I want to run gap and power schemes, he has to run gap and power schemes. If Jim Chaney comes in one day and say, we're going to run all fucking nothing but area blocking, he has to do that, right? And the same thing with Jim Chaney with Coach Smart. If Coach Smart says, no, Coach Chaney, I don't want you to run that shit. I want you to run what? There's a chain of command. So even if he goes, right, if he goes down or whatever like that, he'll always be respected for being a great offensive line coach, or at the very least a great recruiter. You can't hurt yourself by becoming a head coach in the freaking SEC when you were a career-long position coach. This dude is almost 60 years old, man. Almost 60 years old. Like, what are you talking about, Shane? All right. Let's go. CD is the best receiver in the country by quite a bit. Not going to say by quite a bit. He's the best receiver in the country. I don't like to do that hands down and quite a bit. There's a lot of people out there that are very good, and they're very much around his Jerry Jeudy and these guys or whatever. They're Devontae Smith. They're around his level. I just think he's the best. Are power running schemes dead? No, there will always be room for people getting knocked the fuck out. Even in boxing, if everybody want to jab all day like Anthony Joshua, they want to jab and hold and shit like that. I hate to break it to you. You get knocked the fuck out, there's still going to be, no matter how successful he is in that shit, there's always room for him to get knocked out. So no, power run schemes will never go anywhere. You just got to have the right person running it. If Texas can hang with LSU, OU can beat LSU. Styles make fights, man. I wouldn't relate it to Texas. Styles make fights, right? Tylan Wallace is definitely underrated. He is definitely underrated for sure. Bro, OU beat Texas by 1 score too. Yeah, that is true, right? Yeah. So OU barely beat. I tell you what, though, they did a much better defensive performance. That was the one when I saw that shit. That's when I almost jumped off the ledge right there when I was talking about OU's defense. Remember, the first 4 or 5 games of the season, they didn't really play anybody, right? So, I was covering Oklahoma, or I was up until kind of Florida kind of won out the coverage slot, right? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do anything and say a defense is good just based off these teams that it played. And all the Oklahoma people got very irate and was talking trash and shit like that. And I'm like, listen, let me do me, right? So they played against them and then played against somebody else. And I'm like, and I just sat there and broke it down 2 or 3 games straight, just straight breaking down the trenches, the cover schemes, the cover shells and everything of what they were doing and the aggressiveness and the approach that they were taking. I'm like, man, this is some good-ass defense. It's some good-ass defense. And that Texas offense is a mother. No matter what you say, it's still a top 15 offense in the country. And OU did fantastic against it. LSU, not so much. All right, let's go. Where we at, man? This is a talk show for sure, but this is also a super chat. Let's get these super chats in. Where we at? Make it worth my while. I'm gonna be quiet today. Yeah, you are definitely going off that woody Shane. You're embarrassing us, bro. You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing us. Whatever Young Jeezy said. Murph, I might have missed you saying, but who do you have in the natty? You never missed me saying some shit like that. Come on, fam. Are you new? You think I'm going to do? We go week by week. This is what we do, week by week. We don't look ahead. This Austin Pritchard said, give me money, give me money. Yes, let me sit here and not feed my family by talking to some fruit cup like yourself, while I have a wife and a house, a wife and a mortgage and shit like that, right? While you can click on some shit to ask me about something because you feel like I can provide some type of knowledge or benefit for you, right? But no, I should just sit here and for free. It's a business, man. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. I want to see all playoff team, what that roster look like. An all playoff team, okay. That's hard. That's actually very hard. Let me think on that right there. Let me think on right there. We'll do the offense here in a second. Thoughts on Parnell Motley? Parnell Motley, man, he seems to always be there. He needs to make the play right. I see him get his hands on a lot of balls, but he seems to be there, right? I think Trey Brown is the better of the two. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think Parnell Motley can be had. Like if you put Parnell Motley on the Jamar Chase or something like that, I think he can be had. So it's going to be about the scheme. You're going to have to keep Delarian Turner-Yell and Patrick Fields back in a game against LSU. You cannot rely. But then again, you have to mix up your coverages for sure. This dude said, I asked nothing. Again, I asked nothing. You're fucking here, though. Why don't you click off and get the fuck out of here? It's not asking anything. You're here. You're here watching this shit because it has some type of value to you. This is my business. I don't give what are you talking about? I got fucking 6 years worth of media. I got all kinds of shit that I can give to the people. That's why the people are here, and that's why you're here, and you know this shit. So get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. B. Wyman, pay the bills, Murf. I know it's only 2:07. Let's get it. Woodland says, Murph, I like how you don't take shit off nobody. I'm not going to take shit off nobody. That's just not in my nature, fam. A lot of these people on here, right, first and foremost, they're jealous. That's just what it is. These dudes be jealous, and they don't understand, like, this shit is a business. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pick up this shit in my garage and pick up a camera or something like that. You're talking to somebody who's been at some of the biggest spots in media. All kinds of people know who the fuck I am, right? Like, what are we talking about here? I'm sorry, let me go back through these. Thank you, B. Wyman, for the super chat. J-Dub, Murph Kirby, second, your LSU personal statement. Expound on that, James Wade. What did Coach Smart say? I don't watch press conference or anything. 07 is a salute. Salute. This dude said he's a YouTube warrior. So why is this dude still? Like, why do people think, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these people want, just get him out of here, man. I ain't got time to be playing with these dudes anymore. Come on. How does Auburn DBs match up against Minnesota's wide receivers? That one particular wide receiver they have looks like a problem to me. It's going to be about that front seven for Auburn, man. That'll make any back seven look good to me. So if that front seven can get after it, much like we saw some of these other teams do outside of the Penn State game, I think Auburn could be fine in that game. It's going to be that offense too for Auburn. That's what it's going to be about. Can you get a go Dogs? Nah, I'm good on that, bro. I'm not a fan nor am I a dog fan. So you will never ever hear me say some shit like go Dogs, unless it was in that manner right there. Well, you're gonna have to watch it from afar, bro. You're blocked. All right, Kirby was talking about LSU not having to substitute at all on offense. Oh, okay. Is that what James Wade was talking about, though? You said he'd leave if he doesn't enjoy the content. He enjoys the content. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. These people just like attention. That's all it is. They just like attention. They literally you have to click on this shit. This ain't some shit that I was walking by you on the street corner and you had to watch. You literally went on the internet and clicked on this shit to watch it. That says a lot. That says everything. All right, in reference to LSU being able to keep the same personnel on the field for 28 straight plays, so it's difficult to tell what plays they are running. It is definitely that, right? So I could tell that because Georgia stayed in that flash package, right? I was like, damn, they were playing this flash package like Lewis Cine never played that much in his life, right? As a true freshman, those had to have been a lot of snaps for a guy like that. So I know somebody like him would get tired, and that's just tough. That's just tough. That's when you can run out of 11 personnel like that and be able to have a guy like Joe Burrow who's pretty much a running back there, so you still get a lot of your power and having somebody slam up into your defense and everything like that. That's something special, man. It's just tough. It's just tough to deal with, right? But I still think if Georgia needed to have a better showing on offense, man. Austin, yeah, give you a band too. You're here complaining. Murf providing the knowledge and platform for us to hang out and talk. Come on, man. It is what it is, bro. These people just be they don't got nothing to do. Someone clip that, go dogs. Welcome to the modern media. Hopefully I said it in like kind of a defiant tone where it doesn't sound like I said it as a fan. Brian Hart says, wipe your feet, hit that thumbs up button. Let's hit the thumbs up button. Where we at with the thumbs up button? Let's go. What do you think about Brendan Radley Howes this year? I'll never call another man Buki. What's up with y'all? I'll be running about that some with y'all. Like some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, got a little splendid in your tank or something. I'm not calling another man Buki. I literally used to call one of my chicks that shit back in the day. I couldn't imagine calling another man that. From what I saw from him, I don't know, he's still some timey to me, right? He'll get knocked out. He'll overrun some plays, miss some tackles. But then he'll make some plays as well. He's very much in the mode of like a Richard LeCounte at Georgia, right? Or he can make some splashy plays. But would you rather have that, or would you have someone who's solid, time in and time out, time in and time out? I kind of like the solid players a little bit better. I feel like you can count on them in big spots. I feel like in big spots, a guy like Brendan Radley Howes can be had. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up button. Wipe your feet. Don't just hit the emoji. Hit the actual button. Like this bad boy. You see, we got haters up in here all the time. People running with the juggler Joe shit. Murph, you starting trends out here. Hey, baby, welcome to Top Billing. That's what we do. We we set trends, and then people bite. People been biting my shit for you wouldn't believe, man. Straight Grand Theft Auto. Thoughts on Isaiah Simmons this season? I don't got much to say. That dude is he's the fucking bomb. He's a straight up beast freak, top 10, top 15 pick. He's a guy that you can play in 3 or 4 different positions. He's shown the ability to work shallow, man-to-man, shallow coverage, covering like quick game type stuff, right? I think the further the ball goes down the field, though, if it's man coverage, he could be had in that arena. But as far as zone and having range and stuff like that, he's the bomb there. But moving forward, sacking the quarterback, sideline to sideline, tackling the running back and everything like that. He's just what he was last year when I had no clue who the fuck he was last year before I started covering Clemson, really. I remember him being like a safety or something like that. When they give him in that hybrid role, kind of that rover type role, oh my God, it's perfection. Pause. What up, Coke? Best O-line in the playoffs. I'm going to have to go with the Clemson Tigers. It's going to be a 9 long days till early signing day. I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. What's up, James? Thank you for loving the show. Who is more important to their team, Chase or Simmons? Chase or Simmons? Jamar Chase or Isaiah Simmons? Like I said before, they got Justin Jefferson and Terrace Marshall. If you had any, ain't that Moss. So if you didn't have any Jamar Chase and you had those 3 on your team, you still probably have a top 10 wide receiving core, right? Jamar Chase is a cherry on top, makes it to where it's 1 or 2 or 3, right? So I'm going to say nobody else has something like Isaiah Simmons, right? There's no other thing like Isaiah Simmons, especially when you talk about right now with Skalski and Chad Smith as your other linebackers. I think Isaiah Simmons and his speed and athleticism that they can use on the second level, I think he's a little bit more important. Austin made you money today. Hate freeloaders. I hate freeloaders too, man. But I hate people that are in other people's business, right? Like, this is my business. Like, why the fuck are you worrying about my business? You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, find some other place to be. That's what I'm saying. But what Austin, or whatever his name was, wanted to do was to get some attention from some men. That's what he wanted. Best running back room in the college football playoffs. All right. All right, so you got ETN and Lynn J. Dixon, right? Then you have J.K. Dobbins and J.K. Dobbins. And then, I'm just playing, you got Master Teague. You got Steel Chambers next year. And then you have Kennedy Brooks and Ramondre Stevenson and And then you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire and pretty much Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I'm going to have to say, man, I'm going to say Kennedy Brooks and Ramondre Stevenson. I'm going to go with that. Then my number 2 is going to be Etienne and Lindsay, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But just from a one standpoint, who's the best out of them all, just one back, might be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But if you said running back room or whatever like that, guys who are functional that play, I'll have to give props. Master Teague plays a lot too. I don't know. He plays something, and sometimes it's just all J.K. Dobbins. I don't know. So it feels like, I don't know. That's a tough one. Those are all some very good ones. No, Sermon is hurt, man. Sermon is out for the year. He was out for the year for like the last 2 or 3 games. He tore his ACL. Dobbins and Master Teague are the best. All 14 super close, though. I don't know about that. I love when people do this. You're literally talking about 4 playoff teams, right? Like, I can see if I thought they were number 4 and you gave me 123 options, we're talking about 4 teams. Somebody has to be number 4. What are we doing here? I'm confused by that. Why y'all guys being your feelings like that? Can you talk about how Venables kept this defense elite while losing all those studs on the D-line, and how's the best way to slow down OSU given their personnel? All right, Jason, I appreciate your super chat. The reason why he kept this defense elite while losing all those studs is because he played all those guys last year. And here's the thing. A lot of these people a lot of these defensive coaches are so scared, right? They're so scared to make a mistake. I don't think Venables is scared to make a mistake. He would play a lot of these guys last year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Niles Pinckney and all these guys, they would play in big spots last year. Right? He would bring in a lot of these guys that we seen, Foster and all these guys. He would play them in spots just because he knew that in the future he could possibly need these guys. Some of these guys will go with a short rotation and then have to rely on somebody on an injury that hadn't played. Clemson is not going to have those type of problems, man. They're not going to have those type of problems. So they already played the majority of these people last year, and they were already household names for anybody who actually watches football. It's not the fact that they were blowing teams out and then they would come in the fourth quarter. I would see these guys out there in the second series in big games. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. You don't see that too many other places. Georgia does it, right? So these Georgia people should be prepared next season. That'll be back. And Clemson does it. But a lot of these other teams, man, they'll run with a short rotation. I've seen some super short rotations. I'm like, damn, you're doing your team a disservice, man. But how to slow down OSU given their personnel? You gotta take away the first option for Justin Fields and really force him to go beyond that, right? So you can't play bell coverage. So what Clemson does a good job of, A.J. Terrell and Darian Kendrick, they trust those guys. So they're going to be right up on the line of scrimmage playing at the very least close quarters coverage and some type of bell and sync. I've seen them working with the bell and sync at Clemson. And then also you got to play a little cover two, right? A little cover two because they want to hit that out route. They want to hit that comeback route. And you got to have somebody over the top, but you also got to have somebody with eyes on the quarterback that is taking away a little bit of zone. So you got to mix it up like that. But at the very least, you need to get up on there and take away that and try to force him to leave the pocket on you. Now, I said some shit and it got somebody mad, right? This cornball dude annoying as shit, right? He's like, you don't never do nothing on Ohio State and all this and that. And I'm like, if I don't do nothing on Ohio State, then why are you here? You're going to be complaining about some shit. You don't control my content. What are we talking about here? So I don't think Justin Fields is the most twitchiest quarterback I've ever seen. I think he's a good runner and everything like that, but I don't think he's as explosive. And this is not some shit that got to do with nothing. I covered the kid. Think about it. I don't know what it is now because I haven't been doing it, but how much Justin Fields content did I have last year? Even throughout the offseason or whatever like that, right? I feel like I know his skill set. He's not new to me. I saw him play quite a bit in high school, been around him in a ton of camps, got real good sources close to the kid. He is a very fantastic athlete, but I don't think he is as explosive. I'm talking about before the knee brace. So I understand the knee injury or whatever like that. I'm talking about way before then. I just don't think he's as explosive as people make him out to be with that. So having a guy at Oklahoma at Clemson like an Isaiah Simmons, yeah, I think he's a freakier athlete than a Justin Fields. If you can somehow use that guy to spy him, force him out of the pocket and use that guy to spy, I think you can slow it down. Are you going to stop Ohio State with all them stud receivers and Chris Olave and Austin Mack and Benjamin Victor and Garrett Wilson and J.K. Dobbins running the ball? I don't think so. But what you want to do, though, is you want to run the alley very well if you're a safety. You want to be able to trust your man coverage, run the alley very well, because they run that wide stretch zone, right? And they run it so lateral that my man's able to really pick an organic crease and really hit the hole. J.K. Dobbins right there. So you want to string that bad boy out right there, and you can, at the very least, try to slow it down. You're not going to stop it, though. I don't think any of these offenses in the playoffs right here can be stopped. You want to slow it down and score more than they score. All right, we go. This Dorsey 1K annoying dude is back. Like, come on, fam. You trying to come in here to get your little rocks off to talk trash? Let's talk football, man. It's not even noon yet, and this dude in here on that goofy shit. Fields a one-read quarterback. One read, maybe get to a secondary read or whatever like that. Urban Meyer said he ran a 4.38, but I don't see it. As somebody who worked in training facilities and time kids, I got all kinds of nice times on kids that weren't true. Jalen Hurts ain't running like Bo Nix. Bo Nix can run. What are you talking about? The project can run, but ain't nobody running like Jalen Hurts. He's the best running quarterback in the country. So you look at young Coke. He took the bite. Come on, man. Don't start that shit up in here, Coke. Why you even – this dude wants attention. That's what he wants. He wants attention so he can argue about some shit. I agree with you, Murf. I think they are forgetting these are two good teams. Plus, Clemson really played no one. Clemson has good stats, but they haven't played anyone, unfortunately. They didn't play anyone last year either, not even in the playoffs. They made Alabama look worse than they made a lot of the teams that were absolute trash during the regular season. So it is what it is. Where do I think Frank Wilson ends up? I don't know anything about that, man. If Coach K calls, super chat that. We'll ask him. Remind me. UGA made Burrow look like the best running QB in the nation. What do you have, like 50 or 60 yards? I don't know about that. I've seen Jalen Hurts put up like 200 yards. Thoughts on Mac Luke possibly replacing Pittman? I think you need to get over to patreon.com/committed to the G fam. Nobody said that shit before me. Nobody. You're just asking me about it now because you're probably just now finding out about it. Go look, you know what I'm saying? When you join, go look and see when I posted that. I don't know about Burrow being the best running QB in the nation. As an LSU fan, Jalen Hurts has that. He's not a better running quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Not at all. He's a great running quarterback, but Jalen Hurts is the ultimate. What up, Con? All right, let's go. Clem and Son fixing to win the Natty. We'll see, man. Uh-oh. Oklahoma defense trash. Oklahoma's defense trash. So nobody wants to talk to this dude, man. These dudes right here, they don't even watch football. Like, what we talking about here? Oklahoma's defense is trash, my man. Where do you think Oklahoma's defense is ranked at, Joseph? Lamb doesn't have the yardage like Chase, though. Shit, you do realize CeeDee Lamb missed how many games, too? James says top 25. Matt says 26 in the nation. I don't want people to guess. I want people to look at it. Let me do it. People always do this shit. Let's go. And remember, they're in the Big 12 where most of the top offensive minds in the country are. That's what makes Big 12 football is the offenses. They have some of the most innovative offenses in that country, in that conference, so it's hard to really play defense there. Oklahoma is number 24 in total defense. Where's LSU? 32. LSU's not playing the dope-ass offenses. They may play one or two in the SEC. SEC is not known for great offenses. They're known for great defenses. So what are you talking about, fam? Like, watch football. Don't let football watch you. Chase averages more yards per catch and has more TDs. And he's also playing with Justin Jefferson. I'm very confused. How much does CeeDee Lamb have? People are so caught up on shit they can't even part shit out. Like, CeeDee Lamb is playing with CeeDee Lamb. Justin Jefferson was the leading receiver for LSU for probably 85% of the season. Your man came on strong last. He's got another guy that was absolutely balling out with him, with Terrace Marshall. You know what I mean? That's hard to compare. CeeDee Lamb is the guy you know that you have to stop when you play. They stopped Jamar Chase. Georgia stopped Jamar Chase in that game. Let's be real about it. They stopped Jamar Chase, and it didn't matter. They still were able to distribute the ball around. LSU has a vast. If you stop CeeDee Lamb, the shit might look it will look a lot different for Oklahoma. 58 for 1204. He has 58 for 1204. What we talking about here? And 14 touchdowns with a 20.8 average? I'm confused. I am extremely confused. Let me see your boy. I hate when. Uh-oh. Get me demonetized because they want to play shit. All right, let's go. 73. Dude, he has. He does not have more yards per catch. Who said that? He has more yards per catch. He doesn't. 20.8 and 20.5. So they're both killing it in that. He has 18 touchdowns. And remember, CeeDee Lamb missed some games. You saw him miss the Baylor game. The first Baylor game. 14. Like, come on, fam. That's if it's not CeeDee Lamb, it's Jamar Chase. But I'm going with CeeDee Lamb. He means more to his team. He does not have Justin Jefferson on his team. He does not have Terrace Marshall on his team. And he lost his Thad Moss to retirement. The last game dropped Chase averages. Judy got that speed. I don't think that's Judy's thing, though. Judy's thing is his shiftiness. The speed is Devontae Smith and Henry Ruggs. CD is way better after the catch. Not way better after the catch. He's better after the catch. Jamar Chase is the shit after the catch, too. You just got to watch both guys, and you can't be a fan. Maurice in the crib, supporting the movement, but would you rather have ETN or Dobbins? I'm going to go with ETN. I think he has better top-end speed. If he breaks one, I think he's going to take it to the crib. I think Dobbins will get you caught, and then you may not score. You might be in the 10-yard line and not score. When you take it to the crib, that's a score. Better route runner, Chase or Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's a better route runner. I thought Waddle was the speed guy. No, Henry Ruggs is the speed guy. You guys go by whoever is popular. Everybody knows the Henry Ruggs thing. He's the speed guy. I bet you Waddle and Henry Ruggs' yards per catch are not even probably remotely this close. Let me check that out. Somebody look that up for me. I don't want them to play this shit and get me demonetized. Somebody look up Henry Ruggs' stats versus Jalen Waddle's stats. This Will Little clown says, what about all that BS Coach K was talking about Georgia beating LSU? Dude, he had some analysis, and it was wrong. The fuck are you talking about? Relax, bro. People it's just nobody controls football. No, not Coach K. Nobody plays for the University of Georgia. They're analyzing football. It's just football analysis. You guys are, you know what I'm saying? You guys are goofy. Ruggs beat Waddle in a one-on-one race. Yeah, but let the football stats tell you the story. Waddle's more of a slot kick return, punt returner. Waddle has some serious speed, no doubt about that. But Henry Ruggs is the speed guy as well. So it may be close. I would say that. It may be close, but. How do Georgia high school coaches view Coach Smart? How do they view him? It just depends on the coaches, man. A lot of these guys don't like the fact that he doesn't really recruit the state of Georgia that hard. I've heard people say, "What does he think Florida has better football than than the state of Georgia?" So you take that for what it is. So I don't know, but I have heard people. What's up, Steph? I have heard coaches say that. You can ask Coach K when he gets on. That's a good person to ask that type of stuff too. LSU fan, but CeeDee Lamb is the best wide receiver in college, says Mick. Waddle has great acceleration. And Henry Ruggs doesn't? Stingley, the best freshman corner you've ever seen? I saw Patrick Peterson play, so I'm not going to totally jump out the window with that. I've seen some really great freshman corners as well. He's definitely right there with everybody. How do you like Phillip Webb? LSU needs him. I like Phillip Webb from Lanier. Does LSU need him, though? What about all these other guys they have at linebacker that don't never get a chance to play? Right? Is Damone Clark, is he graduating? They could lose Phillips, but you would still have Patrick Queen, Damone Clark. Come on, fam. Jay Lee in the building just hopped in and wipes feet. How will Matt Luke do as potential new UGO line coach in recruiting and development? Man, that's Matt Luke. What are you talking about? He's a lifelong Mississippi guy that has the straight respect of people in that region. That's where you want to recruit at. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, if I'm Georgia, about Florida players and stuff like that. I want to, if I had a team myself, I would be going out to Mississippi and Louisiana and Texas and places like that to get the kids, right? So Matt Luke will crush it over there. And as far as you could probably say that he does more. He had done more with less to me, right? Well, think about all the guys that they recruited right there with Greg Little and what was the guy before him with the guy that was going to Georgia? Everybody thought was going to Georgia, right? Damn, I forget his name. He ended up being a first-round draft pick with the gas mask and all that. Oh, damn, I forget his name. But yeah, they can recruit his ass off, bro. Laramie Tunzel. They can recruit. He can recruit his ass off. Make no mistake about it. You probably didn't lose anything. If anything, it could be a step up if he can really get it cooking back in Mississippi and shit. Florida still produces the most prospects, yeah, but are they good? You know what I'm saying? When Florida State and Miami both aren't that good, you have to really start looking at it. They're producing skill players, right? Skill players don't win college football. You're still about the trenches, and I think that's where you can get great trench players from the state of Mississippi. I'm talking about defensive linemen, offensive linemen, and everything like that. I would go over there to Mississippi and in the kind of the Gulf Coast region. I would rather see Fulton on Lamb. I'd like to see Stingley see what he can do against him, man. That would be hard. That would be real hard. You just shell-shocked by what CeeDee Lamb did to Patrick Surtain last year. Anybody remember that? Lamb will get 8 catches and 100 yards no matter who's guarding him. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to stop. You need to stop everybody else, right? Let him get his 150, 200 yards or whatever like that and make sure nobody else is doing anything. Dorsey says cooked him. He did cook him. Broyles Award gets announced in 30. Who you got? Who's the Broyles? Is that the assistant coach? Is Broyles the assistant coach? It got to be it's got to either be I would have to say if Broyles is the assistant coach, then it's got to be Joe Brady. But to me, that's disrespectful to Coach Ensminger because I think he's doing that work too. So why not Alex Grinch? CD Fulton really not that good. CD gonna kill him. Why is this Joseph dude still here, bro? You don't even watch football. You talking about Oklahoma doesn't have a good defense, and they were ranked in the 100s or some shit last year. Now they're ranked in the top 25 or top 20. Yeah, top 25. Grinch 2 going from past D to 22nd. That's hard. I don't think people understand what Alex Grinch did to Oklahoma's defense, especially a guy like Joseph. Broyles is the assistant coach. Okay. Yeah, that's what I would be, Joe Brady or Alex Grinch. Stingley needs to strictly be a corner. What that mean? You don't want him to return punts or anything? All right, Ruggs 719 for 18.9. Waddle 553 for 17.3. There you go. Don't sleep on Henry Ruggs, man. Grinch wasn't even a finalist? How do they do this? How do they determine these things? Why wouldn't Alex Grinch be a finalist if he took a defense that was absolutely putrid last year, horrifically bad, and now has it in a top 25? With his specialty, right? Pass defense. He's a defensive backs coach. I don't know. I hate that. Don't talk to me about no more awards shit. That shit is goofy. Coach Joe O said he's playing Stingley both ways next year. Hey, man, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Look for Charleston Rambo to have a big role. Lamb will be the focus for LSU. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody else is going to have to step up. But you can't totally focus because, to me, the run game is the main event at Oklahoma. Between Kennedy Brooks, Ramondre Stevenson, and freaking Jalen Hurts, you got a lot to think about with LSU. And their schemes, to me, their run schemes are top-notch, right? The best in all of football. What I think about the Seminoles, I already talked about that, man. I thought it's a very, very good hire. Very good hire. Am I overly excited about it? Not. I can't say that I'm overly excited about it. That's just because, you know what I'm saying, I had high hopes for Bob Stoops and Urban Meyer. But eventually I'll get over that, and then I'll be excited. Who do you think is the best linebacker in the country? It's hard to say just one person, man. It's between Jacob Phillips, Isaiah Simmons, and Kenneth Murray, in my opinion. LSU receiver core or Clemson receiver core, who you got? I'm going to go Clemson. Because I like Amari. I like having those big guys like T. Higgins and Justin Ross, and then having an Amari Rodgers. He's just one of those guys like a Amon-Ra St. Brown or Steve Smith Sr. or these guys like that you can just throw a little hitch to. And then he's very much like a Jamar Chase, right? Throw him a little hitch, he'll take it 80 or 90 yards, break touchdowns. He's like a running back, right? But then beyond him, you also have DeAndre Overton and some of these. I don't know, man. It's hard to really say, man. I'm going to say it's a push. I'm just going to call it a push. Oklahoma versus LSU might shock a lot of people. It will be closer than expected. I don't think you're just going to run away on Oklahoma, man. Lamb will be nasty, but underrated is Rambo's speed against the other. Rambo is super fast. Oh, yeah, there you go. Joe Ngata. Yeah, you're right. You might have to be a push. Joe Ngata and Frank Lasson, right? Get a little shine in there. I think they probably have a little bit more to them, Clemson, as far as having a little bit more personnel. But if we go 2 for 2, who's the best duo? You just wanted to do a duo. Who would you guys take? Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, or T. Higgins and Justin Ross? I ain't even think about that. It would be Alex Grinch versus Joe Brady and Ensminger. I feel bad for Steve Ensminger, man. Rambo is fast as hell, but his route running is not great yet. See ball, get ball. That's what you got to do, Charleston Rambo, because that dude can straight fly. He was the one that did Bama in on that long route, right? When Collar stepped up in the pocket last year in the playoffs. Clemson, says Nate. Higgins and Ross, says Universal Truth. Two Live said, what'd you say, Two Live? Two Live took Clemson. He said it's close, though. C. Jones says Higgins and Ross. Range said, talking about Steve Ensminger's wife. I don't want to talk about another man's wife. LSU's DBs have to play better. Higgins and Ross. Is it out of line to say Ohio State might have the deepest receiving core this year? Not the best, but the deepest. Their top 6 are all ballers. Yeah, I would say so. You're right. I don't think anybody's just blowing you away, but they're all very solid. They are all very solid. But Clemson is pretty much like that as well. Hazelwood. Damn, I forgot about Jaden Hazelwood. Hazelwood can have a ball-out party in this home state. Oh, man. That's scary to me. Jaden coming back here. No telling what he might get into, though. But yeah, I know he want to show out at the freaking Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Jaden Hazelwood, oh, you know what he did there? Ask about what he did last year in the playoffs at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Jaden Hazelwood got off. Pause. Hazelwood about to have like one catch. Theo Weiss. Theo Weiss, I love Theo Weiss, man. Trey Palmer, what they got to do with anything? People just be naming shit. Trey, how many catches does Trey Palmer have to be named in the chat where people are naming functional receivers that are playing right now? And after that, we're gonna have to time Sir Dior out. He better have more than 10 catches. Let me get 10 catches for Trey Palmer. Let me go. Coming right up. Let's go. Let's get it. It's like Jeopardy. What's going on with Hazelwood? He plays on a team that's freaking loaded, man. And he's a freshman. He'll be good next year, man. Don't worry about him. When CeeDee Lamb goes, it'll be Jaden Hazelwood time. 2 maybe. He has 2 total catches. Somebody give me the real thing, man, before I hit Sir Dior out. Before we time him out. We're naming receiving cores and shit like that, and people are naming got 6 guys who actually play and have a lot of catches to their credit. And this dude said Trey Palmer just to be on the Me Too movement. How many? Let me get it. And then Sir Dior gets a timeout if it's not 10. Kenneth Murray's beyond a stud. That dude is the absolute truth. He has 1 catch? No way. This dude named somebody with 1 catch? Oh, boy. You might as well say Devontae Lee, too, right? You might as well name somebody who ain't even on the team, like a 2023 commit. I don't know if you talked about it or not, but what you thinking about UJ getting Matt Luke? Patreon.com/committed to the G, man. I said that shit way before anybody. Somebody going to give me credit for that one. That was some great intel that I had. This shit wasn't today, or go look back when that shit was. How many catches does Hazelwood have? I bet you he has more than 1. 1 catch for 6 yards. I've seen Hazelwood get a 40-yard catch, so I know he got more than 1 catch. Somebody put up Jaden Hazelwood's stat. And Jaden Hazelwood plays. Regardless of what you can say, Jaden Hazelwood he's like a first man up. Trey Palmer is not a first man anything. He has 22 catches. There you go. 22 catches and 3 touchdowns. Trey Palmer has 1 catch for 6 yards. Who should be named out of those 2? Ellinger has a great game against LSU. I'm confused. Oh, they're going to play LSU again? You talking about next season? That's going to be hard. Love me Ronnie Perkins, man. That dude be getting after it. 16 for 247. Which one is it? Why y'all can't come to terms on what somebody has? Yeah, he did have a great game against LSU. That was early in the year, though, man. We're going to have to kind of update our files. I think Jalen Hurts could have a lot of success against LSU's defense, similar to Sam Ehlinger. What did I tell you before when I did the Jalen Hurts versus Sam Ehlinger thing and people were killing me? They were like, Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback or this and that. I'm like, you guys got to update your data. That dude is the truth, however way you want to slice it. Him and Sam Ehlinger are damn near carbon copies of each other. Hurts will have 20 carries. They will do whatever it takes to win that game. He's scary in a one-game scenario, man. He'll carry the ball 50 times if he has to. They'll be like, we'll deal with it next week, Jalen. We'll just want to win this game. 16 for 257 and 15 yards per catch, while my man had 1 catch for 6 yards. Wow. Redmond moved the tackle, was brilliant. That was hard. That's hard. Perkins is a future all conference. LSU doesn't do well against running QBs. Who was the top running QB that LSU saw this season? Theo Weiss had 7 for 115. Theo Weiss is my guy, man. He was in the Coach K's True 19 game. I knew about Theo Weiss before all them cats. Him and his boy, his road dog, his right-hand man that was gonna go to Florida. He was committed to OU about 13 times and decommitted. I forget his name, but those two, they were like, man, they were like selling themselves because nobody knew who they were, right? He's like, man, we the bomb and this and that. And I watched them warm up. Then I watched them in the game. Theo Weiss was getting it in. And that was against a loaded-ass State of Georgia team. Theo Weiss was balling. Somebody got to give Coach K props for that game. That game produced all kinds of superstars, future superstars, right? The True 19 game, Georgia versus Texas game. Hurts is not like Plumlee. Hurts passes first, then scrambles, not out. Yeah. Plumlee is a running quarterback. Hurts is a QB that can also run. Plumlee runs a 4.1. He does run a 4.1. It's funny, he runs a 4.1, but only listed time for him is something crazy like a 4.8. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Trey Palmer has a punt return TD. Ooh. So we should mention him in a receiving core because he has a punt return TD. Woo! He's definitely could be mentioned when we were talking about the deepest receiving core because he has a punt return TD. People these days, man, they be going off that woody. Everybody's talking receivers and running backs. It may come down to a tight end play. Who's got that? All right, the best tight end in the playoffs is I'm going to have to go with Thad Moss, right? The most talented I was singing the drums for this dude. How many times y'all heard me talk about him with Coach K? And I was like, why in the hell would this dude? He was one of the most talented tight ends I ever seen live before, been around before. And that's Jeremy Ruckert at Ohio State. Y'all saw that one-handed touchdown that he had? That shit was hard. Right then and there, I was like, man, people always will say some shit about something. If I'm wrong on something, I was like, nobody gonna say nothing about that Jeremy Ruckert catch. That dude is telling you, if he was anywhere else, Jeremy Ruckert would be a superstar. If he was at Iowa or some shit like that, he's a first-round draft pick. Jalen Hurts is Nick Marshall 2.0. The fuck? Nick Marshall probably threw for 1,000 yards in one season. Jalen Hurts has better stats than Kyler Murray. The fuck are you talking about? Don't be sipping, bro. Why you sipping in fucking noon on a Tuesday? This dude gone stone cold drunk. What's the type of shit this dude was drinking? That's that hard liquor. Y'all know I don't drink anything. I don't know about the drink. What type of hard liquor was this dude drinking to compare Jalen Hurts to Nick Marshall? Nick Marshall? No disrespect to Nick Marshall. I like that dude, but Jalen Hurts is 5 times better than Nick Marshall as a quarterback. So y'all throw out some drinks that this dude was drinking. It's noon. Why you drinking at noon? That moonshine. Mad Dog 2020? That's that Mad Dog 2020. Come on, man. Four Loko. He on OE at noon on a Tuesday. Tennessee moonshine. He has a better completion percentage than Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. He has better stats than Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield when people said that he wasn't good. They said he wasn't good. People were laughing at me for doing all that Jalen Hurts content when he was at Alabama and shit like that. I don't have to go by what you see. I have my own football brain. Uh-oh, guess who's in the building, y'all? Hold on. What up, big dog? I'm about to put you on. Hold on, let me put you on. I got to get your graphic up. Look at that, y'all. I got a graphic now. All right, put you on speaker. Y'all gotta let me know if y'all can hear Coach K good because I got to adjust these mic settings. All right, Coach, what up?
What's going on, bro?
Let me know if y'all can hear Coach K good or not. Coach K in the building. Let me get some questions for Coach K. All right, Coach K, what'd you think about the games over the weekend? He on the peroxide?
I was shocked by the Georgia LSU game. I was shocked. I thought that Baylor played a valiant game. Like the fact that they had their third string quarterback in. Had their quarterback, the starting quarterback played, they probably would have beat Oklahoma. I don't want to see the Oklahoma LSU game. I think it's going to be a massacre.
Oh, wait, what? What? All right, so Coach K is a hater. He's a hater on the Sooners. Coach K is a hater on the Sooners because his son is a future superstar at the University of Texas. Turn up Coach K's mic.
Hey, bro, listen.
Hey, hold on, Coach K. Coach, hold on. They said turn up your mic. Go ahead, Coach. Talk. Go ahead, start talking. Everybody else said it's loud and clear. What this dude talking about? Go ahead, Coach.
No, I'm just saying. I think that Clemson's the most dangerous team in the playoffs for the simple fact that they're healthy. They're not beat up like everybody else is. People complain about their schedule. And guess what? All their weapons, man, they're back. And they've been there before. That counts for something. I think Clemson, LSU is the game I want to see. I think they're very similar teams.
All right, hold on, Coach. I was working with your mic. So let's go back to Oklahoma. All right, so What doesn't Oklahoma have this year? Coach K's mic is still low?
Oh, shit. Their secondary is terrible. And I think LSU is going to take absolute advantage of their secondary. We saw it in the Baylor game. God, the backup quarterback was literally throwing up 3-point shots, and they were coming down with the ball. Yeah, I just think, I don't know, man. I don't like that matchup. You got to remember, Baylor was up 31-3, 31-7, 34-7, something like that in the first half against Oklahoma.
That was without CeeDee Lamb, Playboy. CeeDee Lamb is the man. Can't nobody.
CeeDee Lamb, okay. CeeDee Lamb scored 1 touchdown in this game. He still don't play defense. That's my point.
But man, check this out, Coach. Here's the thing right here. The secondary may be still a little suspect, right? I still think they have some talent, though, with Trey Brown and Parnell Motley and Delarian Turner-Yell and Patrick Fields. That front seven is fucking ferocious, bro. It is absolutely super fast. It can get after the quarterback, something serious. All they need to do, right? First and foremost, you're not going to stop LSU no matter what. I'm saying people are kidding themselves, right? There's no way up into the lead up into that somebody could say that I said that Georgia could stop LSU. Even my wording of shit that you can see on my content says words like dampen. You know what dampen means, right? You can't stop that shit. But what you need to do is make it kind of respectable and then trust and believe that your offense, I think Oklahoma's offense is every bit as good as LSU's offense, bro. I think it's a multi-pronged attack. But I'm telling you, it's just different. They can make it's more. It's more explosive, right? You know who's got the most explosive offense in the country, right?
Yeah, you also play. You can't compare the two because of the conference that they play in. We talked about this the other day. If we had to rank the conferences, the SEC is 1, Big 12 is 3.
Okay.
You're playing against. Think about this. You're playing against Kansas State. You're playing against Texas. You're playing against some of the worst pass defenses in the country in the Big 12. You cannot say that in the SEC, bro.
I feel you on that, but I just got to go by a wise coach once told me. I even had a scout tell me this one time. He said, "Bro, you got to scout the helmet. I mean, you got to scout the player and not the helmet. You got to be able to judge talent no matter where it is, right?" So this is how they're able to find Carson Wentz at South Dakota State or wherever, or Josh Allen at Wyoming and shit like that. Talent is talent, and I think a team with Jalen Redmond. Go ahead.
Every time Oklahoma's been in the playoffs, what has happened?
They ain't been in the playoffs with Alex Grinch.
You don't want to see them, though. Yeah.
And you're talking about, and what about this, Coach?
What? Ohio State's sick that they got to play Clemson.
All right, Coach, before we move on to that, what do you think about this, though, right? You sat there, you went to like 8 games this year. You were in some weird-ass places, too. I ain't going to lie. Coach K look suspect as hell all up in Iowa and shit like that. But the offenses in the Big 12 are so innovative to me, and some of the best offensive minds are in the Big 12. You don't think that makes the defenses look even worse?
Bro, some of the best coaches, if you look at the Big 12 head coaches, compared to other conferences, the Big 12 might top to bottom have the best coaches in the country.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, I agree, but still, man, some of the defenses that they played against, man, those numbers are inflated.
This dude said LSU is way too physical. He doesn't watch Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a physical football team. They're nothing finesse. Nothing finesse about Oklahoma, Playboy.
Well, here's the biggest concession about the Big 12. People think the Big 12 wants to throw the ball all over the field. They're running a power run game out of the spread. They want to run the ball first. So I'm not going to say they're very physical. I watched them up close first, and they're very physical now. I just don't see them beating Oklahoma. I mean, I don't see them beating LSU. All
right, let's move on to Ohio State and Clemson, because that was the first one, right, man? You ever talked about that shit, and you was like, do not let Ohio State see Clemson in the first round. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, Clemson's going to rape them. Sorry.
Damn.
That's going to get ugly. I'm telling you, They're gonna get hurt.
So what type of deficiencies do you see in Ohio State going against Clemson, right? Because people in this chat, I'm not going to lie right now, people in this live stream, they think that Clemson is not very good for some odd reason.
I don't see how. They played the same schedule they played last year when they knocked the chin straps off Alabama face. Okay. Guess what, man? They got a good scheme, and they got better guys on the outside. Dude, if you put T. Higgins and Justin Ross in LSU's offense, or you give that type of passing type game to Trevor Lawrence, I mean, man, they doing the same thing. They got just as many weapons, if not more, than anybody in the country. They're running back. They've been there before. That stuff matters, man. They know how to prepare. They know what's coming. They know how many days.
4/5 of that offensive line is back.
Right, but the point is they know how to prepare, how to push, how to back off. They know all of this stuff. This is Justin Fields' first playoff game. Of course he's going to be nervous. Of course he's going to be a little, and then that offense to me, man, is just, you're not going to be able to just Wisconsin gave you the blueprint how to beat them. They just didn't have enough bullets in the gun. You're not going to do that to Clemson. I promise you that. Get down 21-7 to Clemson and watch what happens.
That's a scary proposition, man. All right. Some of the questions that they had asked me, who would you take as a duo? Well, how about this? Who has they were ranting and raving about Ohio State's receiving core. Who has the better receiving core between Ohio State and Clemson?
Clemson.
Who has the better quarterback between Ohio State and Clemson?
Clemson.
Who has the better running back between Ohio State and Clemson? ETN and Dobbins.
Clemson.
Who has the better offensive line between Clemson and Ohio State?
I think that's a push.
Who has the better defensive front between Ohio State and Clemson?
Ohio State.
Who has the better second-level linebacking core?
Ohio State.
Who has the better secondary?
Clemson.
What do you guys think about that, y'all? Let me know on some of those picks.
I like Clemson's.
This guy said Dobbins is better than ETN.
Say it again?
This John Niner dude said that Dobbins is better than ETN.
Okay. I don't think so.
Yeah, Dobbins lacks home run speed. He'll break long runs and get caught from behind. Your boy ETN is never getting caught.
Alabama last year.
My man said this Two Live Productions dude who's always suspect on here, I ain't gonna lie, he says Ohio State has a way better secondary. See, what he does is he goes by whoever gets the most publicity, right? Like, where's the weakness at in Clemson secondary?
They got better safeties.
Better safety play.
Better safeties. They have a.
He can't name. I guarantee you, he can't name Clemson's secondary players. They also have the same first-round corner in A.J. Terrell as people are saying about Jeffrey Okudah. Tanner Muse, Kayvon Wallace, Nolan Turner, right? Nolan Turner, that kid is freaking amazing. Y'all don't even know who Nolan Turner is, right? Darian Kendrick, right? The converted wide receiver, the 5-star wide receiver that they converted to cornerback. Dude is a baller, man. What you talking about? He doesn't have nothing way better. If you Tanner Muse, exactly. Tanner Muse is the freakiest out of everybody's secondary. He's probably the biggest freak out of every. No, there's no 6'2", 230 pounds.
He's gonna destroy the combine. Tanner Muse.
They said Muse is a liability in coverage. This I agree with. So this is something they'll have to work on that. But other than that, just him tackling sideline to sideline and roaming and shit like that, Tanner Muse is a freak. He's a freak. He's still a freak, right? You just need to scheme it up better to not have him back. Tanner Muse is a strong safety. I'm not sure why he always playing free safety. Pretty much most of those guys back there. They need to somehow let Nolan Turner be the guy that's back there and let kind of your boy roam the box right there. But I don't bet against Clemson. I just don't. It's hard to bet against Clemson. All right, Coach. What about? We'll get to it. I know we're gonna have you on to say the same shit when it gets closer. But what was your initial thoughts on just thinking about Clemson versus LSU?
I think it's a mirror image team, and I gotta take. I just like Clemson. I like Clemson to beat them because they're not gonna be scared of them. They can match them. Blow for blow, offensively. Probably got two of the best quarterbacks in the country. I still, I mean, and it's the experience factor, man. That's what matters, bro. And then, you know what? The thing I hate, let me tell you this. If I'm doing the rankings, to me, the champ stays the champ until you beat him. These guys have won 28 straight games. The hardest thing to do is to guard against complacency when you got teenage guys, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids still getting complacent. Man, they for 28 games, they've been able to win. That to count for something.
I completely agree, man. I don't know. They're saying easier conference, but it was the same easy conference last year too.
Last year, right?
I don't understand this.
Easy conference 2 years before that. These guys have been they've just been there, man. They've been there too many times. They have a very good coaching staff. Very good head coach. He has a plan. They don't beat their kids up. They're gonna be fresher than everybody else. It's just gonna be an interesting game. I would love to see it. Hope it happens.
So I don't want to talk to you about Oklahoma, man. You be disrespecting Oklahoma like that, man.
I'm not disrespecting Oklahoma. The thing that I struggle with Oklahoma, late in the season, for whatever reason, you give up 41 points to Iowa State. You should have lost the game. Then Baylor comes back and put up 38 against you. You should have lost that game. Okay? Then you come back again against Oklahoma State without their starting quarterback, starting wide receiver, and that game was close for 3 quarters. They moved the ball at will. So and then in the Big 12 championship game, you're playing against a third-string quarterback. And they take you to overtime. That worries me.
Yeah, I got you, man.
That's all I'm saying.
It's still real to me, damn it. Leave the Sooners alone.
Kansas State ran ragged over you. They did whatever they wanted. It's just like the second half of the season, the defense, once people got film on Grinch's defense, it hadn't been the same.
Man, they're still ranked 24th in the country, bro.
Yeah, because guess what? They got off to such a good start. You've been ranked 24th in the country, but you look at their last 5 to 6 games. You're like, ugh. Then again, look at the quarterbacks that they played in those games. And you play other than the guy from Iowa State, they ain't really played nobody like what they're going to see against LSU. So I just, stuff like that matters.
I do. I feel you on that, right? I do feel you on that. Who's got the best coaching staff in the playoffs?
The best coaching staff in the playoffs is Clemson. Hands down.
All right, Coach K.
They've been there.
This Luke Sewell dude.
Multiple times.
This Luke Sewell dude said Coach K mad Texas hasn't been back since 2009.
I'm not mad about anything. I'm a football guy.
Exactly.
I hope he's not a Georgia fan.
I'm not sure what fan he is. We got all kinds of people up in here, bro.
I ain't mad. At the end of the day, Oklahoma's doing what Oklahoma's supposed to do. They're dominating the conference. Kudos to them. We're talking about them against LSU, though, not against Texas.
There you go. So stop trying to say everybody's biased, man. I gotta let these people. We gotta let us analyze stuff, man, and stop trying to try to diminish that by trying to put bias into it. I hate that shit, bro. Absolutely hate that. All right, Coach K, where are we at in the recruiting calendar right now? What can coaches visit people? How long are we away from signing day, early signing period?
Yeah, so we are 8 days away from the early signing period, and coaches are out in full force. I met with 4 coaches this morning alone.
Damn.
They're out in full force. They're out until, I think I want to say Friday or Saturday. The dead period starts, and they can't be back out until like January 6th. But right now, most of the schools are just finishing up their 2020 classes, trying to keep the guys they have committed, making sure that they're going to sign. You really ain't going to find too many diamonds in the rough until they come back in January, and they start, looking for bits and pieces here, and so. But it's an exciting time for families, man, and kids, because this time, people's lives are changed forever. But the fact of, I ain't talking about the NFL, but just the fact that kids get an opportunity to get a free education, like that's life changing.
Okay. So who are some of the big fish out there that some of these people are trying to reel in? Are you hearing anything out there on the recruiting circuit? Some of these guys we should be paying attention to here on the early signing period?
Well, the thing about it, since the early signing period is coming to effect, most of the top guys are committed. I mean, you still got Zach Evans, who nobody knows what he's going to do. I think he's going to end up at Texas A&M. I mean, just from everything that I'm seeing, he showed up there this weekend for like 2 days. He was there this weekend for like 2 days.
That would be huge.
Right before signing day, on an unofficial visit. I think Keely Ringo ends up at Georgia. I think it's pretty, I think he ends up at Georgia. I think Georgia ends up, picking up that tight end from Las Vegas. I think they get him also.
Darnell Washington?
I think they're going to finish with probably the number 2 class in the country.
Who?
Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're going to get up there. They'll get 3 or 4 big name guys here that, people wouldn't sleeping on. I tell you this, though. Sam Pittman leaving Georgia hurts way more than people want to give it credit for. That hurts.
In which way?
Huge blow to them.
In which way?
Because, man, Sam's just a different guy. If you watch his press conference today, the interview he did at Arkansas, the man started crying on the podium. Like, it means that much to him. You know what I'm saying? He's genuine. He's always been just been a great guy, man. And I hope he has a lot of success. But a lot of the time, those offensive line recruits, man, that was all him.
You don't think Mac Luke can measure up to a Sam Pittman?
Nah, just different guys, man. Just different guys, different personalities, different traits. Sam is just. Sometimes guys are just put on this earth to do certain things, and Sam is one of those guys.
All right. So, are you hearing anything about Dan Lanning, Georgia defensive coordinator?
I'm hearing that he's probably going to end up at Florida State.
And what would that do?
This guy Mike Norvell.
Mike Norvell. So what would that? Yeah. What would that do for Georgia, you think, on the defensive side of the ball? How would you work that?
Kirby was calling the defense anyway, so it didn't matter. It ain't like it really mattered. But and again, it could be rumor. It can't. I keep hearing it. Sometimes keep hearing this stuff, and all of a sudden, bam. Let me tell you this. I just want people to don't say anything about any kids transferring. The way that these coaches are jumping around and leaving staff and joining other staff, but people want these kids to be loyal to these programs, just don't say nothing about a kid leaving. Because coaches can do what's best for them. Kids should be able to too. I wish the NCAA would come in and realize. I don't
agree. I don't agree with that, coach. I never agree with that shit, bro. I think it's a business for coaches, man, because coaches can be fired at any given time. You got the PE teacher, Willie Taggart, out there getting fired in a year and a half, right? He does get his money and everything like that. However, you know what I'm saying? We've seen it, right? Kids can suck and do whatever they can absolutely suck and still get a 4-year education.
So what happens to the coaches that lie to the kids to get them there, screw them around, and and you're better than guys that are in front of you? So should a kid just stay and let the coaches play with their future?
It sounds like you may have some experience with something like that.
Hey,
man. No comment.
Sorry.
No comment.
Don't get me started.
No, I'm saying, yeah. So these coach, we already know that these coaches are going to tell these kids anything. To me, that's up to the parents to be able to differentiate what's right and what's wrong, or what's real and what's not.
It's hard, bro. When it's hard, like I'm gonna use Clemson as an example.
Okay.
Show me the last time that Clemson has had a kid decommit from their program. For whatever reason, they're able to do it, and they're doing it the right way.
Let me know, Marco. Any decommits? Marco's in here. He's a Clemson fan.
But they just do it. They're doing it different.
I think you know what Clemson does to me? I think they won't offer you unless they really, really would take you.
Right. if they offer you, it's a committable offer, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, they do an exceptional job, obviously, evaluating. My thing, the problem that I have with these guys is, you would think that your job is on the line, play the best kid. But no, they get stuck with making promises to guys because they care more about, like, the stupid stuff. Play the best guy. Play the best kid. And you don't have to worry about the job.
Somebody said, nope, nobody since Robert Kimdichie.
Say it again?
They said, nope, nobody since Robert Kimdichie.
What do you mean, nobody since Robert Kimdichie?
Decommitted from Clemson?
Yeah, but Robert Kimdichie decommitted from Clemson because Clemson didn't take his brother. That's the only reason he did that. Everybody knew if you wanted Robert, you were going to have to take his brother. Yeah, Ole Miss was the only school that did that, and they got the brother.
Wow.
The brother was an all-SEC player.
Oh, he was a Denzel Kimdichie. I like that dude a lot.
Right, he was a player, so,
Okay. All right.
I just like, if a kid, the NCAA should give each kid one transfer without making them sit out.
One transfer?
If your head coach leaves, you should be allowed to leave.
Hey, coach, you in the cave or something, bro?
Just walking the restroom, sir.
Okay.
Like, look at App State.
Uh-huh.
App State has lost their head coach 2 years in a row. To West Virginia and now to Missouri. You think that's fair to those kids?
No, I don't think it is.
Right. And they got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, everything 2 years in a row. That ain't fair to those kids. When these people sat in your living room and told your parents, if we're going to be here, we're going to develop your kids, and then all of a sudden you leave, okay, no problem. You're right, it's a business. But the kids should be able to leave too. It's a business to them too. Like 90% of these kids are playing college football. If they didn't have football, they would not be in college. Not be at some of these universities.
Man, so then why should you pick a school? Then why should you pick a school, right? Because everybody always tells people to pick a school based on the school, not the coach.
Yeah, but that's hard because professors ain't sitting in your living room recruiting you.
Exactly.
School presidents ain't sitting in your school recruiting you. In your living room recruiting you, these coaches. We're gonna take care of your son. We're gonna make sure that your son graduates high. But at the same time, you looking for another job? Like, come on, man.
Man, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough, man, when it's a business, though. But if you look at it from their standpoint, you, as yourself and your business or anybody sitting here watching this stream, you wouldn't do what's best for you and your family as in an at-will profession where they can just let you go for whatever reason they want to?
I'm not blaming the coaches. I just don't like to hear the fans complain at kids when kids do what's best for them. Because your window is short, bro. You got a 4 to 5 year window. It's short. Then you're walking away because guess what people are? Oh, you're walking away from a degree. You get a degree from somewhere else. Okay, brother. It's a better fit for you.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel the rights on it. I don't know. I like from the business aspect of it. I feel the coaches on that shit, man. They should be able to bounce around and do what they have to do to support their family, right? Because the kids, no matter what. I got you for sure on that. All right, so then, oh boy, why we got to do this, Jay Duval? All right, Coach wants, Jay Duval wants to know, in your opinion, of Justin Fields versus Jake Fromm.
Justin, it's hard to compare the two guys because, first of all, they're two different style of quarterbacks. And Justin Fields found the right fit and the right system for him. And Georgia's the right fit and the right system for Fromm. But the thing I don't like about it is we all know that Justin Fields, if he was not told that he was going to get a shot at that quarterback position, he would have never went to Georgia. That's the piece that I don't like. Don't make promises.
Well, but whose fault is that? Why would his parents be like, well, son, yeah, you're gonna get a shot to play there. with some freshman who literally just came off of a national championship appearance and went into overtime in that game and who could probably only get better? Why would you even want to go there?
Because they told him that they were going to change the offense. They were looking for a more RPO dominant type of offense, and he was going to get a shot. That's why. They lied to him. That's what I'm talking about. Just be straight up. Like, just like I know, had they told Justin Fields, we're not changing our offense, blah, 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 did you think he would have went to Georgia?
No, that offense doesn't suit him. That's why these Dorsey 1K TVs and these people out here in these chats, they don't understand that. Justin Fields is not playing in remotely the same type of offense Jake Fromm is in. He probably would not look as good in a pro-style offense, and he's definitely not throwing to Chris Olave, Austin Mack, and all these guys, right?
There you go.
That's in a spread system like that. That shit is way different. It's really even hard to compare them. Like, if you put Justin Fields back at Georgia, he has to go through 3 and 4 scan progression reads. Look, what does Justin Fields do every time he has the ball? They clap and then look over. One and run. But besides one read and running, he looks over to the sideline to get the play, to get the correct call, right? They're doing it for him. Jake Fromm does not look at anybody but the defense. That's what he's looking at. He's looking at the defense, and then he's determining what. It's just a different setup and a different way of operating. You guys can't compare two things that aren't alike, man. You can't put his success at Ohio State to say that it would be the same at Georgia. He's throwing to Tyler Simmons and Matt Landers and shit like that. This dude is throwing to Chris Olave and Austin Mack and Ben Victor and all these guys who would start at Georgia. They just got more talent there.
He made the best decision for him, though. He made the best decision. The best decision for him was to leave Georgia. He did.
It was a great decision. It was not a good decision to go there in the first place. He should have just went to. Be honest with you, probably he would have killed. He would have killed it at Penn State if he would have stayed committed there. He would have killed it there. And it's not like they're not good. Penn State is really good.
I went to Florida.
What you got against Penn State, man? Why you do this, man? You said James Franklin should leave Penn State. You said that he can't win. What's wrong with you in Penn State, man?
Who?
You.
No, nothing. I ain't got nothing against Penn State.
Why you say he can't win, and now you say Justin Fields shouldn't have went there? He was already committed there, and they knew about Justin Fields before all these dudes did.
Right. I'm just saying that I thought he should have went to Florida.
Oh, he would have killed it with Dan Mullen, but shit, you don't like Emory Jones?
I just think he should.
All right, Coach, man. I appreciate your time, bro. I'm going to hit you later, though.
Okay, bro.
All right, take care. All right, y'all, where we at? What did Coach K about high school coaches in Kirby? What? Oh, that's what you get. It's too late now. You should have been in here earlier. I can text him. Oh, 1 second. All right, y'all, where we at, man? I'll give you a little bit more, then I got to bounce. I'm going to give you 10 more minutes. Fromm reminds me of Will Grier. I don't know about that. Will Grier was in Fromm. They're not. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see that. What I think about Jalen Hurts besides all the damn 5,000 minutes of content I have on Jalen Hurts? Like, come on, fam. Just search. All you got to do is search. That's all you got to do. We're literally on Google's search platform. Type in top billing Jalen Hurts or something like that, and then come and ask the question. I probably don't have any more content on one particular player than Jalen Hurts. Maybe Justin Fields. Fields takes a bunch of sacks. I wonder what he's looking at then. Probably one read. That's what happens when you're looking at your read. If you're looking at that one read, you're staring that bad boy down. Usually if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you know to get rid of the ball. If you're taking the sacks, you're probably looking at it. You know who doesn't take a lot of sacks? Jake Fromm, because he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, get rid of the ball. Jay Duval says, y'all can't be watching the same games as me. Jay Duvall, angry man from Martin. What's wrong with Jay Duvall the last couple of days? He been like angry man. Sit your ass down. All right, so Coach K talking about Sam Pittman. I watched Sam Pittman. Yeah, this is a good way to end this. That's what I want to talk about. I watched Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin's press conferences, and obviously I know Coach K responded. He said that these high school coaches says that he needs to recruit the state more. We already knew that though, right? Then he want Jay Duvall to stay off the weed. Okay, so Sam Pittman's press conference, right? So I've been around Sam Pittman a lot. Obviously, he was recruiting some of Coach K's kids, Wanye. He was Wanye's primary recruiter, and I'll be honest with you, I thought he had Wanye. I thought Wanye was going to go to the University of Georgia. Then I'm not sure exactly. I know what happened with. I can't really. You know what I'm saying? It was I don't know. It was weird. I did think that Wanye would go to the University of Georgia. He did a great job recruiting that kid. Obviously, Wanye, 5-star, ended up at Tennessee. But I know Sam Pittman, right? When he first came, I was at a game with Pace Academy, right? With Andrew Thomas, the left tackle at Georgia. He's probably going to be a top 10 pick. With him, Jamari Sawyer, 5-star interior player, they were going against Cedar Grove and Justin Schaefer and Notori Johnson. So he got 4 offensive linemen out of that one game, right? And I was talking to him on the sideline, and I was telling him about how I covered him at Arkansas. And I was telling him about the film breakdowns that I did on, and he was like, "Oh, I know your work. I read your work before." He's like, "You're very knowledgeable and shit like that." So you know me, I was beaming from ear to ear and stuff like that. Breaking down him and Jim Chaney's run schemes with his offensive personnel that he recruited right there: Sebastian Tretola, Denver Kirkland, Dan Skipper, and all those guys at Arkansas. But the fact of how he talks and shit like that—that's why I could not fathom in 2 million years that my man would ever be a head coach. Because of the way he talks. He doesn't exude to me that he's great. Don't get me wrong. I love this dude. He's a master recruiter. He'll give you a master class in recruiting like AJ Anthony Joshua gave lame ass Andy Ruiz who set I can't say that, Joe. I'm about to get in trouble. He set people back for a long time with that particular performance. Why he do that to himself, man? I cannot believe that happened. But as a head coach, right, he's going to have to surround himself, which I think he will. I think he's going to surround himself with some great coaches, man. But just listen to him talk, that shit is crazy to me. Dude be like, dang. He was like, I went, one time I like to take off my socks. Somehow I managed to take off my socks before I took off my shoes. I don't know how I did that, though. One time I tried to take my underwear off, but they told me I'd be arrested if I did that, so I kept those on. Yeah, dang. And I'm like, Sam Pittman's your head coach? What? But, man, the dude can coach some football, obviously, as far as the offensive line goes. And, of course, he's going to be able to recruit to the max, and I think he'll surround himself with a good staff. So I think that particular fit right there might be absolutely perfect for him. But just him as inspiring as a head coach, it's weird to me. I'm like, man, because he's always like your cool granddaddy, right? Like he just makes you feel at home. If you talk to him, he's like, what's your name? I was like, yeah, I'm Murf Baldwin, whatever like that. The whole time he came here wrong by, he's like, well, Murf, what do you think about that? How did they do this? How'd you like this and stuff like that? Like he was trying to remember your name and everything. So from that, he's just like your cool granddaddy. Now, Lane Kiffin, on the other hand, straight charisma, confidence. He was cracking jokes. He talked about the tarmac. He said his new tarmac experience was better than the last tarmac experience. He talked about building a program just like Alabama, or how he was taught to build it like an NFL program from top to bottom, how they do their thorough evaluations. He had never done that prior to Alabama, and all this and that. Like he looks like a head coach. Like everything about him screams head coach, leader of men type shit like that. I just don't necessarily get that from Sam Pittman. He seems like the good cop to somebody like a Coach Smart who's a bad cop like that. So I don't know what you guys think about. What do you guys think about both of those particular hires? Arkansas trying to make that Coach O move. Coach O is another one. That's another dude that I think exudes a lot of confidence and charisma and stuff. Like people talk about his voice, but Coach O's oh yeah, baby, we're gonna go down there. Yeah, the women call me Big O. You know, I sound like foghorn leghorn. You know what I'm saying? But Coach O reminds me of a head coach. Obviously, he had been a head coach before. Sam Pittman just does not have that to me. He just does not have that. It's crazy to me. I love it, though. It's something new. I can't wait to follow it. Jay likes Kiffin at Ole Miss a lot. These people still in here arguing about Justin Fields. Oh, my God. It's out of the box, says Marco, but Arkansas probably needs something different. Rick says, no way in the hell Fromm beat out Fields. That's hilarious. This Rick dude don't know shit about football, fam. Justin Fields is in a offense where they tailor some shit for him to fit his skill set. Before he was in Jim Chaney's pro-style offense to where if you're not going to be successful, if you can't make correct checks at the line, if you can't do a lot of shit that's pre-snap, you can't rely on the coaches. Jim Chaney do not want you looking at him. You're going to be looking at the defense prior to the snap. There's a lot of different shit that you have to do in that. The man went for fucking 30. He was the 4th highest rated passer in the country last year, Jake Fromm was. A year after being a true freshman that was on the team that went to the Natty. The fuck are you talking about, man? Learn football. Don't let football learn you, fam. You might need to get the fuck out of here too, fam, for real. Like you killing me with that shit. Like you can't put his success at Ohio State to say that would be his success at Georgia. Way different type setups. Way different type setups. 4th high rated passer in the country last year. Look this shit up. He was the 4th highest rated passer in the country. I think he went for like 34 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, something like that. Like, what are we talking about? Went for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions against Alabama last year. Like, what are we talking about right here? Learn football, man. People kill me with that shit. Justin Fields is great. He found himself the best setup possible for himself, and it's going to work out. He's going to be a top draft pick and everything like that. But who's to say that shit would work out like that at Georgia? It's a way different way of operating. You heard what Coach K said, right? They promised him they would change the offense. They would have to change their entire approach for Justin Fields because his shit wasn't out as far along as Jake Fromm. There's a reason. You keep talking about Justin Fields. Why ain't nobody mentioning Jacob Eason? He had the same type of shit, right? His pre-snap and all that shit and really studying the game and knowing that was not where Jake Fromm was, and he was a year ahead of Jake Fromm. There's a reason why he also couldn't regain his job from Jake Fromm. So come on, fam, don't do the whole. If you're gonna do that shit, just please do it at another channel. I really want to educate people about football, give you insight in the shit that I know, and some of the people that I'm around, and being fortunate to be around these people. Don't do that to yourself. Fields is not adaptable. I'm not going to say that. I just think he was young in his development, right? So people forget Justin Fields was a late bloomer. None of you dudes knew who the fuck Justin Fields was when he was a junior in high school. He got popping really pretty much at the end of his junior year, in some of these camps and shit like that. He really got it popping. Really, that's when he became on. Jake Fromm, people knew about. He was a kind of a prodigy, right? Like, we know about Jake Fromm a long-ass time. He was committed to Alabama early on in the process. Like, he's just a little bit more behind in his development. But if you're thinking that he doing what he's doing at Ohio State or what happened at Georgia, they're not set up the same. It's 2 totally different offenses. This asshole says that Fromm never beat out East and he lost it to injury. Dude, we've seen fucking 15 million quarterbacks get injured. If Joe Burrow got injured today, do you think Miles Brennan would take his job? Like, why do people say dumbass shit like that? We see quarterbacks get injured all the time, right? He didn't lose it due to injury. If they thought he was better than Jake Fromm, they would have just put him back in the game. Justin Fields got injured right now. Do you think fucking Chris Chumagoof or whatever his name is would take his job? Get the fuck out of here. No, man, we ain't talking about Matt Luke. I already had that shit for the people at Committed to the G, patreon.com/committed to the G. And for the unrealistic expectations, dude, and shit like that, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. Whatever. How do you think Fields would translate to the league if the team that drafts him doesn't revamp the offense like the Ravens? Who's to say that by that particular point in time he won't be good or whatever like that? I'm just saying, if you're talking about him as a true freshman going against true sophomore Jake Fromm, at that particular point in time, there was no need for him to play over Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm was the 4th rated passer in the country who was far along in his pro development, right? He understood. All he did was eat, sleep, and breathe football. He knew that particular scheme. He fit good for that particular scheme with Jim Chaney. He did. But Justin Fields is super talented, very super talented, strong arm, athletic kid, nice deep ball and everything like that, can make all the throws. I'm just talking about his development last year in that particular pro style offense cannot be compared to what he's doing right now in a spread scheme with all those athletes. You're on a fucking team that literally had the previous guy throw for 50 touchdowns in 1 year. His only year of starting, he threw for 50 touchdowns. It's set up way different. Nobody's going to do that at Georgia. Nobody's throwing for 50 touchdowns. Nobody would throw for 50 touchdowns like that with Jim Chaney and the way they set that shit up, right? Because it's a run-based scheme first and foremost, and they're not working with the same type of personnel, and it's not a spread. Come on, man. You guys know this shit. It's all good. Oh, my fucking God. Anybody ever fucking come up in here anymore and mention the words elite and 11 on my shit, you're blocked. Straight up blocked. Do not talk about somebody throwing through a fucking tire and throwing into a wheelbarrow or some shit like that having to do with actual real football. This is for real football heads, man. Don't come in here with that chick shit. Nobody cares about the Elite 11. I don't care about that shit. No way, nothing. That has nothing to do with real football. You can't base your analysis off what happened in the Elite 11. Like, come on. You gotta be killing me. Guys be killing me, man. Yes, man. Matt Luke is official. Thought someone was behind me. What you talking about? Routes versus air don't mean shit. Thank you. Dude's throwing on routes on air, throwing the ball through a hula hoop and shit. Oh, the shirts? Oh, she's super late. Elite 11 got QBs throwing balls through tires and shit. That's what I said. You think I care about that? You throwing a ball through hula hoops and in the wheelbarrows and shit, and you got dudes talking about, he won Elite 11? That has nothing to do with anything, bro. Look how many people won Elite 11. It's all go back through the Elite 11 winners and tell me if the Elite 11 means something. Right now, I want you guys to go back through Elite 11 and look at some of those guys that won that shit and tell me if any of those guys are in the NFL. What do you think about Jake Bentley to Utah? I think it's weird. Is Tyler Huntley a senior? The current quarterback there? But it's in ESPN, so it must be official. Yeah, I don't know about that. Come on, fam. Phil shouldn't have gone to UGA if he wanted to start within 1 year. That's his fault, not Kirby's or anyone else's. Exactly. That's what Coach K said. You gotta look at you gotta look at the parents and shit. You going to just strong arm somebody up out of some shit in 1 year that just went to a national championship game? 1 year? And then people they ran him off. He could have literally stayed back and see if he could have beaten him out his second year. But you thought you were going to start in a year, and the guy's the 4th rated passer in the country, so he's not doing bad by any stretch of the imagination. Elite 11 is like American Ninja 2.0. Oh, Huntley will be gone? Oh, then I think it's hard. I think it's hard then. Jake Bentley about to get it in then. We heard the Braden Galloway shit before. You guys are always hoping on some shit. Clemson is fine without Braden Galloway. Braden Galloway has how many catches in his entire career? Y'all are doing the shit like James Cook. How many catches has Braden Galloway had in his career? Remember, I covered this team last year. I remember 5. That shit don't even pop up. That's hard. Very confused. Exactly. I was on the money. 5 catches. Yeah, 5 catches, man. Come on, man. Why do people do this shit, man? Why? UGA concerned with O-line coach over the offense. What that mean, James Wade? I didn't know DJ was a Samoan. You thought he was a Mexican? That shit don't make no sense, fam. Uiagalelei, where you from in your life? Where Hispanic people would be named Uiagalelei. Somebody should hit that dude over the head with a rubber mallet. Just boing his shits. What do you think about Freeze as a co-offensive coordinator at UGA? Need Coley to recruit South Florida. That would be hard, but man, I had some shit that was even doper than that, right? You don't need to have you don't need another defensive coach there, right? If Coach Smart's indeed calling the defense, let Coach Smart coach outside linebackers or whatever like that too, and bring in 2 offensive coaches, and both of them come as a package deal. Kendall Browse and freaking Randy Clements. That would be hard. You need an offensive line coach. Well, you don't need one now, so you have to have. So then that's probably out the window then. So Hugh Freeze, I don't know. I would still Kendall Browse. He's a spread to run guy, right? So maybe he's scared to be a spread to pass guy, Coach Smart. But spreading the run, that would be hard. There's a nice transition for you there. It's a different way of transitioning. But Hugh Freeze there, that would be hard. I would love to see Hugh Freeze back in big-time football like that. He's a very good coach. Oh, I think I missed a super chat. Where we at? OSU, we deserve to be number 1. LSU, anybody, anywhere. I apologize if I missed a super chat earlier. Fields is better athlete than Fromm and Lawrence, but they both have over 50 games started in high school and they're more ready. Yeah, how many games started for Justin Fields in high school? That's what you got to look at as well. I told you he was a late bloomer. I played with DJ Pops, won the 97 national title in JUCO, says Charles Ford. Why everybody always want me to be something about UGA? I don't know why these people be coming in here. I'm not a UGA fan, so I don't associate me with UGA. I cover UGA, but I cover a ton of other teams as well. I'm from this state. If I wanted to work, if I did wanted to get into coaching, it wouldn't be at UGA. It would be for Coach Collins at Georgia Tech. But I have no desire to be a coach anywhere. I'm a media member. The LSU hate is real. This is what I don't understand about people, right? LSU people. Why can't you compliment another team without it being slander towards LSU? Like, that's that Alabama shit. Alabama fans were killing me all last year. I had all that content. I covered Clemson and shit like that. And I was like, Clemson, most complete team, this and that or whatever like that. And they was thinking like it was slander towards Alabama. I'm like, bro, these other teams are on scholarship too. They all have great players as well. You don't know what will happen till you happen. Don't do that to yourself. What are we doing here? Lots of places for freeze, back problems, and ATL. Oh, no. Why not the back problems? He had to get a massage, man. What you talking about? This dude said, I think we've exhausted the Fields and Fromm talk. Welcome to like 8 months ago. This shit is extra annoying. I hate talking about Justin Fields and Jake Fromm. I can't wait for that to go away. What was my last thing? I always got these things. I'm like, man, I cannot wait for that shit to go away so people can talk about something else. That is number 1 on my list. Berto Hardy in the crib. Don't compare it to Alabama. It is just like Alabama. That's what you say. People think like, man, if you compliment another team, you're hating on LSU. That's Alabama shit. That's exactly what Alabama does. People in the SEC think it's impossible for someone outside the SEC to be good. I completely agree with that. As somebody who's neutral, I don't like that fandom shit or whatever like that and all this and that. I have to cover SEC teams, obviously. I'm from here and I have all these connections and shit like that, but I love Big Ten football. I love Pac-12 football, Big 12, ACC. I love football in general. I will say that. People in the SEC do think that it's impossible, and you should never compliment anybody if they're not in the SEC. They will automatically assume some shit. Feet wiped. Everybody's talking about the Matt Luke shit. That's why sometimes it doesn't pay to do your own thing, right? I broke that shit, fucking was telling you, whatever. Nobody in Committed G don't say no shit to me about Matt Luke. I'm gonna have one of my goons rough you up. But it just means more. It just means more. I watch college football from AAC to the Pac-12. Hell yeah, I love watching like Boise State and shit like that. I will watch every one of Boise State's games. What's the Sooners' chances? They have a good chance, man. They can play football too, man. They can score. They're not Georgia. If somebody like an Auburn had a chance against LSU, I'm pretty sure Oklahoma can replicate something like that. But they have the Saints 49ers game was fire, so I didn't get a chance. I'm when I get a little bit of time here, I'm gonna go back and watch it. I saw the score and I wasn't really that excited about some shit like that. I was expecting the Saints and the 49ers defenses to both step up and show me what it's like to kind of stop some of these high-powered offenses, even though I don't think the 49ers offense is normally that high-powered. Y'all like all them scoring and shit like that. I like defense. Clemson been whipping the best of the ACC. They have been beating up on Alabama a little bit. At least one game. All them other games were very competitive, though, so you can't say they were beating. But they were. They beat who else? They beat Auburn. They beat Texas A&M a couple of years. All right, Suavo. Nice knowing you, buddy. Too much cheerleading and emojis. Got to get you up off the channel, my man. Iowa versus USC in the Holiday Bowl. I like that. You got the slow down, almost pro style or Tempro, right? Tempro. 2 tight end sets that your boy from Iowa State does. I really like that coach. I thought he was going to get a different job this year. He would have been one that I would been kind of happy about. Matt Campbell versus your boy with that wide open air raid shit at the USC of all places. That's another Graham Harrell, man. I was trying to tell these people somebody need to go poach Graham Harrell and throw a lot of money at him like a Joe Brady. I think that's going to be a pretty decent game. If I'm being honest about the situation though. Outside of the playoffs, I don't really like too many of these matchups at all. I like Alabama, Michigan. Other than that, man, that shit was super underwhelming to me. Fields only started like 25. He got hurt as a sophomore in his senior year. That's hard. 25 games, man. So I'm saying these other guys had over 50 games started coming into college. Cool kid, don't just click on random live streams. Just learn people's channels before you start doing it. I'm never going to talk about a game that's far away because I still got to talk about it when it's there. So there's no use in talking about it like that and giving out picks and shit like that until the game is here. We still got to work, baby. One day at a time, brick by brick. What happened to Butch Jones? Why he don't got a job somewhere? What happened to Matt Canada? Exactly. Matt Canada was balling. Coach O was like, all right, baby, we're going to get you the fuck up out of here. I heard Matt Canada wanted to throw something with Coach O, but then he thought better about it. He's like, man, I heard Coach O got that right uppercut. It's got a nasty uppercut. They call Coach O, he like Charlo. He like a Charlo brother. He be throwing that uppercut. He would have knocked Matt Canada the hell out. Do I remember LSU Clemson Peach Bowl Classic? Hell yeah. You talking about from 2011 or some shit like that? Where Sammy Watkins got hurt on the first play? That sucked. I was so geeked up for that shit, man. I was like, man, Sammy Watkins versus all these boys and Barkevius Mingo and all them. He got hurt on like the first play. This shit was so deflating. Felt wrong for listening to all this great content and not wipe my feet and take my shoes off. Thank you, Arrow. Appreciate you. Make sure you take your shoes off, wipe your feet, and take off your coat or whatever we call it. Where we at with the thumbs up, man? I ain't been doing the thumbs up thing because I can't even see it. Somebody control the thumbs. Hit the thumbs up for your boy. Hit the thumbs up. Jeff Scott, why take such a shit job? Because I just what people don't understand, right? These fans are kind of, I'm not gonna lie, fans can be kind of dumb, like just dumb people. Why take a head coaching job somewhere? The only way to really become and get a great job these days is really show that you can do something, right? These guys move up and get better jobs, but you got to be able to one day run your own program. So there's probably a lot of questions about Jeff Scott as to if he actually even calls the plays or who coordinates the offense and everything like that. All he's going to do is build his profile. If he's good and he can build a smaller program like that, then boom, he's up and out of there. But just being up under Dabo, he's probably going to end up being where he's at anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's always better to run your own ship no matter what, right? I know all you guys like working for people and shit like that. Eventually, man, you're going to have to run your own ship and stand on your own 2 feet as men. Texas just offered Harrell as OC. What did Coach K told y'all about that shit, didn't he? When he was on here 2 weeks ago. He said they were going to go hard after Graham Harrell. UNLV and UTSA want him as a head coach? Oh, man, we forgot to ask him about Frank Wilson, too. Do you expect Alex Grinch to be going after this year to a head coach job? Expect him to be? I can't say I expect him to be, but if I'm a team with a job, you know what? I'm gonna say no, because I think the guys getting jobs this year, man, people are really loving kind of offensive guys. Then guess what? People are gonna want somebody to slow them down, and it's gonna be Alex Grinch, gonna be the hottest name in the country. I'd like to see him get one more year at Oklahoma, but he's probably on a fast track. He looks like a head coach to me too. Chris Shields. What's wrong with Chris Shields? Chris Shields the worst in the country. Always ready to listen and shit, but never ready to support. Why didn't we block Chris Shields before? Will Clemson take a big hit losing their wide receiver coach? He's a great recruiter in the state of Florida and everything like that. But nah, I think Clemson's brand is way too strong. That's a super national brand now. Love Coach Ash, right? Love me some Coach Ash. You should have asked Coach K about that, right? His son is probably about to play for Coach Ash, right? Did Coach Ash get hired at Texas? $111 likes? Oh, hell no. Let's get the thumbs up popping, baby. Get that shit up. Where's my thumb up check, people? This is ridiculous. If that's the case, get it to 150 or something. Let's go. But you can't be both an effective head coach and wide receiver coach at the same time? I'm confused. So 168 on your end? I don't know what Jay Duvall's on. He be having that dial-up. You know what I'm saying? He got that old school Earthlink. He got that Earthlink dial-up. I'm hoping OSU grabs Ash if Hafley leaves. Oh, shit. Chris Ash back to Ohio State? That would be hard. Oh, that's why 2 Live is so lame. He's an Ohio State fan. These Ohio State people be up on this. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be up on the channel annoying as hell. Thank you, Roberto. Dabo will replace Scott. He knows what he's doing. I believe so. I wonder if Chad Morris can return back to Clemson. What was the first national championship game I ever watched? I'm not sure it's the one I ever watched, but the ones that first national championship game that I just flat out remember as a kid, where I was just like, I felt like I could kind of understand something, was Nebraska and Florida. Matt Cunningham was only good at schooling Brent Venables. That's hard. I got a ton of fans on here. What that mean? Gators' best 2-loss team. Better than the University of Georgia? I don't know about that. You caught Georgia on a bad time period, right? The top receiver out, the number 2 receiver out for a half, the banged up superstar, best player on the offense, DeAndre Swift banged up. A healthy Georgia, I would have to say, would be the best 2-loss team. Jay says 2 Live, you sound like a fan yourself. Jay still going in on 2 Live. Yeah, 2 Live be coming in with that bullshit, man. You got to watch his comments. These Ohio State fans they be on that shit. They be thinking everybody be like, nobody has nothing against Ohio State. What are you talking about? My freaking Steel Chambers goes to Ohio State. Why you think he there? Coach O regretted hiring Canada when they were averaging 1 yard per 7 pre-snap motions. That's hard. Them pre-snap motions make me tired. Florida beats UGA today. Healthy, it'd be a tight game. No, if Florida played UGA, the same UGA team that played LSU, Florida would beat that Georgia team. It'd have to be healthy. A healthy Georgia team I still think, can beat any team. A healthy Georgia team, at the very least, I think is super competitive with any team at the very least. A Georgia team with no freaking offense, I don't give a damn how good your defense is or how stacked it is or whatever like that. That shit ain't going to last. I didn't say you were. I don't see what's wrong with rooting for your school, though. No, you should root for your school, but I think the Ohio State people always come in here very disrespectful. That's the thing. This Rick and CTV dude. Why didn't y'all block this dude already? He said South Carolina, laugh my ass off. This dude literally just started. Won't you do that to Clemson, right, when they lost to Pittsburgh? Can we go back and all these most of these national championship teams? What about when Ohio State that year they lost to who was that? It was like Virginia Tech or something like that. The year they beat Alabama. These dudes like this, they don't understand that. They don't watch football. All they do is fucking just skim this shit and try to talk to other men. They just want attention. The hell does that got to do with anything, dude? People take bad losses. It is what it is. What about the teams they've beaten? That's what you should be laughing at. What about the teams that they beat? It was VTech. OSU got skull dragged by Purdue and went 13-1, 13 games, beat USC in the Rose Bowl and shit. People, I don't know, people don't watch football. They just, what they want to do is they just want to have something to talk about with people. They want to have friends. Come on, fam. We don't Austin Davis, have you ever been to this channel before? In a live stream, tell the truth. There's no real talk, though, that Dobbins is better than ETN. There's nothing to real talk about that. That's your opinion. I don't find that to be the case. I think ETN is just flat out faster. He will finish touchdown runs. He said, nah, exactly. So then why did you click on this? Like, what will make you click on some shit that you never been to before? Like, what does that do for you? And if you're not, and with you being new, why not just come in here and just kind of take the lay of the land? So now I got to put a thing up here that says that we do picks right before the game. It's like we always do every week up in this channel. He said, you're spot on about Dobbins. He always gets caught. Duh, because I've done the film studies on it. But he's a great running back. But I'm just saying, if I was personally taking him, I got to go with the guy who's going to finish off that long run. And I know that Travis Etienne is going to finish off runs. His top end speed is incredible. How you say that dude's name? Mukuamu or whatever like that. He trains with Coach K's son. That kid is a baller. Murf, I think you need bylaws for newcomers to read. Yeah, I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to put on there. If you're new, it's going to say, if you're new, STFU. And just listen. And then take the, and then take the approach of trying to ask something. They be coming here, ain't never seen this shit before. They bored up on the internet and like, I'll just click on this and ask questions. But then you make yourself look funny. We do picks right before the games. That's when we do them because we got to talk about them regardless. So why talk about it? Why pick it now? Isaiah Simmons, the biggest freaking college football. I agree. Him and my man from Ricks and CTV, he gone. Bye. My man Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma. Both those dudes. I like to see them dudes race. Do you think if Dobbins dropped 15 pounds, he can get that extra runaway speed he needs? Man, I just think he just lacks top end ability. I don't think it has anything to do with his weight, but I could be wrong, but I don't think it has nothing to do with his weight. I just think he just lacks the top end speed. I think he's quicker than fast. I think he gets up to speed real quick, but over a certain period of time, he cannot maintain that level of speed. And guys like Travis Etienne has more of a build-up thing, right? Maybe not as quick out the gate, but over 50 and 60 and 70 yards, he just seems like he's getting faster, or at the very least maintaining that. Here's another one. We're going to just keep calling these people out. This is right here. Alex Sumerman, Boomer Sooner. Are you not? I don't know. I guarantee you. You're new to the stream, right? Alex Sumerman, you're new to the stream. You're new to the channel. What are y'all arguing about in here? Why you delete him? I just want to ask him the thing. Is he new? I just want to know if he was new or not. Alex, are you new? 'Cause this is how I can determine if people new. They asked me about some shit that I've talked about 56 million times. He has way less carries than all the top running backs. Who are we talking about? Who's that? Oh, JC. You talking about JC Horn? Yeah, JC Horn is actually Joe Horn Jr. That's my dude, Joe Horn Jr. Does Riley Howes have to guard Chase in the slot? Nah, he would be guarding Justin Jefferson, and that's a horrific matchup for him in the slot. Brendan Radley House has nothing to offer Justin Jefferson. He made a video on CD versus Jerry Jeudy before the season even started, says Alex Sooner, man. Boomer Sooner. Exactly. And who did I say was my receiver, the top receiver in the country in that video? We don't need Morris back. Personally, I think Elliott is the better offensive mind. Chad Morris? Oh, Tony Elliott. You think Tony Elliott is a better offensive mind than Chad Morris? Houseway. Jefferson would shake him out of his shoes. Just he must have relaxed half of Georgia's defense on one play. Note all newcomers stay on topic, says Ponsall. Chad Taylor hit the thumbs up. What up, Chad? Thanks for being a member. That's Clemson folks for you? Uh-oh. Houseway. People impressed Clemson beat Virginia 62-17 like Ohio State wouldn't beat Virginia 62-0. Oh, my God. This John Niner dude is hella annoying. But what I tell y'all, y'all be wondering why, you know what I'm saying, people don't like Penn State up on here. Them dudes be annoying. Like, they shut out every single team that they played. Ohio State shut out every single team they played, huh? John Niner. What do you think about Brown's progress with UNC? Man, what are we talking about here? That's Mac Brown, dude. He's one of the best. No thoughts on Mac Luke. My thoughts are go to patreon.com/committed to the G. I already talked about this shit way before anybody even thought about Matt Luke to Georgia. I already had that shit popping a couple of days ago. Let's get it. If I don't know, I know you don't like talking about awards, but who you got winning the Biletnikoff? We already talked about this, man. I talked about see, I don't know why they keep saying. I tell people 50 million. CeeDee Lamb. Don't if it's got to do it receiver, just think Murf and CeeDee Lamb. Hell, you see the goddamn shirt on the screen. CeeDee Lamb, that's my guy. That's my guy right there. Nobody has to ask me this anymore. You think that Big 12 teams get too much shit, and will Baylor versus Georgia be a good game? Yeah, I think Baylor versus Georgia will be a good game. Georgia's notoriously known for not getting up for certain games, and that's a team that you better get up for. I'm going to watch the T. Higgins versus South Carolina film if I can find it. Very confused by that. Why not just watch the actual football game itself? And the film will be located in there. It's me, Luigi. I was using John Niner, my brother account. Oh, my God, Luigi. Why they do that? Luigi, I told you Luigi be suspect as hell, but Luigi is our guy, man. He be he's one of our longtime guys there. Then he got timed out too. Damn, Quinn. Q got him up out of there. Swift is literally 1 pound heavier than Dobbins. And Swift getting caught from behind too. Swift done turned himself into J.K. Dobbins, to be honest with you. He really reminded me of J.K. Dobbins. He's a lot more shifty and shit than J.K. Dobbins, but something about his speed. Chris Will should stay at home. Pittman is talking a RPO offense. Howell staying the starter at UNC. Dobbins listed at 4.4, not ETN speed, but he did win the spark show when he came out. Yeah, but that's just 40 yards. He breaking off 60, 70, 80-yard runs and getting caught from behind. It's not a good determination. That's why they run the 100-meter dash and not the 40-meter dash in the Olympics. You want to know someone's true speed? It needs to be over at least 100 yards or 100 members. You know a way to become a member on iPhone? No join button? I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about that, Gator Jones. It's not where you super chat either. They need to do something about that, man. What about if are you on a YouTube app or are you on like getting on a browser, getting on YouTube? Try the YouTube app and then try it on a browser like Safari or something like that. See if that makes a difference. You're on the YouTube app, so try browser Gator Jones on the Safari, or type in YouTube.com on your was it Google Chrome or something. Download that on your phone. Yeah, I bet you it will be on Google Chrome. Think about that. If you had Google Chrome on your phone as a browser. The Ohio State lost to a 6-6 Virginia Tech team. I don't know what to tell people, man. That's football for you, man. These teams take bad losses. We see it every year. People always, I don't know, man. I hate talking to football with just random people, to be honest with you. That's why I have to try to find real football heads out there. All right, Gator Jones, let me know if that works for you, bro. OSU giving up 21 to Rutgers, but he said they're going to shut out Virginia Tech or Virginia. These dudes just be talking, man. Great teams lose in the NFL all the time. All the time. All right, y'all. Y'all killed me again. I said I was getting out here at 10 minutes ago, and that was like 40 minutes. Harbaugh versus Saban is going to be awesome. I can't wait for Michigan, Alabama. Other than that, man, I'm not really excited about any other game that's not a playoff game. Not good matchups this year for some odd reason. I'm excited just because there's football, but it's nothing that's going to get me just pumped up before. I'm like, oh, man, I can't wait to see this game. All the other shit is just like, it's just going to be football. I just love football in general to watch it, so it's all good. I can't talk football with Clemson fans. Try pointing out Muse's coverage flaws, and they got told he feeds off of hate. Muse is horrible in coverage. I don't know what to tell them, but he's a freaking freak athlete who needs to be schemed to where he's just around the line of scrimmage. It's just the fact that they have a lot of line of scrimmage players like that and not a true free safety. I was thinking they would develop one of these guys, maybe like an Andrew Booth or somebody like that, to be a long-range free safety so they can get in some of those single high coverages, use those man-to-man cornerbacks they have, A.J. Terrell and Darian Kendrick, and then move it from there. But they're still running a lot of the same shit that they do on defense, right? Kayvon Wallace still covering slot receivers. That's scary as shit. Tanner Muse still being put in positions to where he has to try to cover. That's scary as shit. They have some Skalski and Chad Smith having to cover. That's going to be scary as shit. He's got to come and do something different. He's going to have to do something different if they do see LSU. Jay Stevens says the app has all of it. Are you on the iPhone though, Jay? Or are you on a Android? Muse is one of Clemson's fastest guys. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't Clemson's fastest guy, period. Muse is fast but stiff in the hips. He is. That's what I'm saying. He's a straight line speed guy. You got to use guys like that to your advantage. He just needs to be sniffing around the box. Y'all still arguing? Q, what you talking about, man? Are they talking about the South Carolina game? Where we at with the thumbs up count, man? Did we get it to 150? $186. All right, man. Get it to 200, y'all. Let's get it to 200. Let's go. Boy got the graphics on here and everything. Nobody gonna give your boy a shot, man. We coming up, baby. Oh, damn. We still got Coach K on the line. He ain't even on the line no more. Let me get that off there. Y'all should have told me. Auburn versus Minnesota game. No, it's gonna be a good game, but I'm not jumping out of my seat to see Auburn play Minnesota. I wanted to see Auburn play I don't know, maybe somebody else other than Minnesota. Cohen might flip his commitment to Bama. A lot of Auburn sites are saying. All right, we're gonna have to get in here pretty soon, right, and talk just nothing but recruiting. So everybody come with your best recruiting content, and we'll get it done like that here pretty soon. So, Bose versus Young. Oh, which one? You mean Bosa versus Young? Y'all here with that Ohio State shit, bro. I'm gonna say it's a push, man. I think I'm not sure which Bosa brother I like. I like them. I like all three of those guys evenly. I think they're all even players. Both Bosa brothers and Chase Young. They are all the best of the best, elite of the elite. Yes, I think OK will have success running the ball on anybody because first and foremost, nobody's going to stop Jalen Hurts from running the ball. Which Bosa? I like them both. I like Joey and Nick. Obviously, Joey was more successful, I believe, right? He played more, put it that way. I like some of the SEC versus Big Ten games, says Mark. Which one is that? I like the Michigan-Alabama. I just like the sexy matchups, pause, right? Where it has name value to it. As good as a game, I think Auburn-Minnesota will be a great game, but I don't know. Something about Minnesota and Auburn just doesn't feel like it has great name value to it. Yeah, somebody had given me something. I think it was they were Auburn Penn State. Like I had never seen that shit before. I wanted to see Auburn play like a Penn State. People do realize Lincoln Riley is the best offensive mind in college football. He will put up points. People also saw them struggle to put up points to start the Alabama game too. So you got to excuse some of these people. They are fans of the SEC. All right, y'all. Well, your boy 181. What's Jay Stevens? Why he be late? What's wrong with Jay Stevens? He got. Come on, Jay Duval. What's wrong with your Earthlink dial-up 56K modem? We at 181? I thought we was past that. I think, Jay, you need to go forward in your stream, bro. I think you're a little bit behind. Let's go. I think you were arguing with some people. Jay arguing with people, and he behind in the stream. Hit the thumbs up button for your boy, though. Make sure y'all get them shirts, man. You'll see the info right here. If you buy one on Venmo or Cash App, please leave your email inside the notes section. I had somebody buy that shit and didn't leave their email, and I'm trying to contact them to get them tracking information, and I don't know their email, so. But it was sent out for that person that is. So make sure you get one of them shirts. We're going to get it popping. 195. All right, thank you. Hit the 200. Almost at 200, baby. Let's go. All right, Jay done caught up now, finally. He's on DSL at the very least. Those same SEC fans watch OU put up 31 on Georgia by half in the Rose Bowl. Yep, and then end up with like 32. What did they end up with? It was 31 points at the half, and then how much did they end up with, though? Yeah, you got to get on the top billing merch for sure. That was a great game. 48. I love that game. That was a great game, man. I miss Coach Stoops, man. I ain't going to lie. 201, we at there. All right, 200, baby, we there. All right, your boy will be back sometime soon. Probably be doing a little bit more live streaming, man. Try to get these memberships up and then try to figure out how we're going to attack it that way. But make sure you become a member. It's $4.99. You can support the content right there. I'm going to have member-only stuff as well. They got it to where we can have member-only chats. Maybe I have a member-only recruiting chat or some shit where I come with Coach K and it's members only or one of my other good friends in the business or something like that, and we can do it that way. But $4.99 to be a member, and there's different tiers. And also got a call-in show that I want some of these people to get on as well. I was looking for some of these people to call in. Yeah, it would have been dope if we could have got them call in before the LSU game, but we'll get it popping, right? Maybe get some of the Oklahoma people to call in against the LSU people and some of my Clemson people to call in for Ohio State people. But make sure you're a member, and then we can go at it from there, all right? But with that being said, man, it's your boy Murphy, and I am out. Peace.